Live local play-by-play than the Score does. And it's time for more right now. Sports Radio WSKW The Score and CentralMainSports.com now presents live coverage of high school sports. High school sports on The Score is presented by Central Maine Community College. More than just a community college, over 40 academic degrees and certificates, and one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Just go to cmcc.edu. Your future starts now. Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, the dealer with no dog fees, where cars and trucks cost you less. Online at cmautogroup.com. Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner. HammondLumber.com. Midstate Machine. Looking for a career? Check out the Machinist Development Program at MidstateUSA.com. 201 Service Skowhegan, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984. Flagship Cinemas, consistent pricing, and a premium cinema experience. Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Sales and service by a family that cares. Somerset Stone and Stove, offering quality gas pellet and wood stoves and hardscape products. 201 Tire Battery and Service, your tire and battery experts on the Augusta-Vassalboro line. Assistance Plus, providing home care, behavioral health, and developmental services. Together, we can make a difference. Manchester Motors, your Coyote tractor dealer. We dig dirt. Casella Waste, for your residential and commercial trash pickup. Computer Improvements in Skowhegan, from sales of computers and accessories to service. We're your go-to computer store. Height Chevrolet, our family is here for your family. Connected Credit Union, building lifelong relationships. Get connected, stay connected. KVFCU, invested in you. Skowhegan Savings Bank, making our communities a better place to live and work. Skowhegan Tire Center, they beat any price. Route 201 Skowhegan. KMD Driving School in Oakland, teaching your kids to drive for over 25 years. Kennebec Eye Care, 216 Main Street, Waterville, your sight specialist. Danforth's Down Home Supermarket, second-generation family-owned in Herman and Pittsfield, with all your grocery and shopping needs. And by SBS Carbon Copy, Main Street, Waterville, where printing's personal, not puzzling. And now, with live coverage of your team from your town, here's Mike Violet.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Morton Field in Augusta, where this afternoon here on The Score, we bring you live coverage of the Class B North Baseball quarterfinals between the Cony Rams and the Caribou Vikings. Welcome to our broadcast. I'm Mike Violet. I'll bring you the play-by-play here this afternoon. John DeCoughlin is alongside with his expert color commentary. And this is a matchup of the number one team in Class B North, the Cony Rams, who basically had a cakewalk through the regular season, John, in finishing number one, went 14-2. Meanwhile, Caribou had to play a prelim game. They did so on Tuesday, and they beat MDI in order to get here.
Yeah, 8-9, playing the county, coming down to play a very, very good Cony team. Caribou is 10-7. They've lost 4 out of their last 6, Mike, and pitching may be a problem because they had to use 2 different pitchers this week in their win. On the other hand, Cony has all the features of characteristics of a number one baseball team. They've got strong pitching and many of them, and that's going to take them long into the tournament. They've got a go-to leadoff hitter, one of the best players in the state in Parker Morin. They've got great team speed on offense and defense. They make the plays, and they're solid defensively, although they just lost their second baseman, Josh LaJoy, and he's out for the season.
Yeah, Josh suffered a very unfortunate eye injury and is out for the year, so they've had to make some moves. Jack Spellman has taken over at second base. But you talk about their strong defense. Parker Morin defensively has been one of the best shortstop you're ever going to see. He started the year playing shortstop, but they're so deep on the infield. Drew Lindquist is an outstanding shortstop as well, so they've plugged him into short, and Morin has gone now to center field. Talking to Don Plort before the game, I said, what precipitated that? He said, well, Morin's the best center fielder I've seen around here, and Lindquist is ready to play shortstop. We think it makes us better athletes in the area, whether it's on a football field, whether it's on the hardwood of basketball, whether it's here on the baseball field. He can simply play every sport at a high premium level. He leads off. He's one of the best hitters in the state. He's hit for the cycle, I think, twice this year. I know once for sure. One here in this ballpark. We saw him as a freshman here a couple of years ago. He loves that Kennebec Savings Bank sign because he went Oppo Taco over that wall, which is 280 down the right field line and very reachable for him. But he's the offensive catalyst, John. He leads off. He literally sets the table. But he's not your prototype leadoff hitter because he's not going to stand there and settle for a walk. He'll take one if you give it to him, but he's going to give you extra base hits. He's going to give you speed on the bases, and he also gives you the chance for power, home runs too. Donnie
Plort is one of those coaches who believes that your leadoff hitter should be your best athlete. You've got more chances of him getting that fourth at-bat late in the innings, and so he is one of the few coaches that puts their number 3 hitter in the leadoff spot.
Caribou Vikings, Cony Rams, Class B North Baseball Quarterfinals. We're back with the first pitch after this on Sports Radio 1160 WSKW The Score, 1160thescore.com, centralmainsports.com, and our YouTube channel at Central Maine Sport.
From the moment you check in at Kennebec Eye Care, you'll be greeted with a smile. From there, you'll be given a comprehensive and thorough eye exam from Dr. Peter Parody, Dr. Leslie Sobeck, or Dr. Kaylee Brown. Once your examination is completed, they'll go over what steps need to be taken to improve your eyesight needs with glasses or contacts. If you're a current patient or looking to become a new patient, then see the eye specialists at Kennebec Eye Care. Kennebec Eye Care, your sight specialists since 1955.
Discover the printing experience you've been searching for at SBS Carbon Copy on 54 Main Street in Waterville. Tired of getting lost in big box stores? Whether you need unique business cards or large format printing up to 44 inches wide, customized invitations that scream you, we've got it all. Our team is here to print, copy, or scan with a smile. Fast, affordable, and with a touch of personality. Don't settle for ordinary. Dash over to mainprintingservices.com where printing's personal, not puzzling.
There's money in your unwanted metal. Clark Scrap Metals pays top dollar for any cars, trucks, or scrap metal that you want to get rid of. Stop over, we'll weigh it and give you a check. Got a big job that needs a major cleanup? We'll drop off and pick up one or more of our roll-off containers for residential or commercial work. And at Clark's, we crush cars. We travel statewide and offer fair prices. Locally owned for 3 generations, no one knows scrap metal like Clark's. In Chelsea, Hollowell, and Jay. Online at clarkscrapmetals.com.
My dad's a real hero. Not like a superhero or anything. More like a regular dad kind of hero. 'Cause every weekend, even when the weather's bad and it's super snowy, he always gets us there safe.
They don't know how you do it. All they know is that you care.
See Skowhegan Tire Center. They beat any price. Route 201, Skowhegan.
It's that moment when everything comes to a halt.
Mom, is everything okay?
It's okay. We can call for some help.
And what you need most is someone you can trust.
201 Service, this is Brandon speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, yeah, my car just broke down. I think I need some help.
At 201 Service, we know it's more than just about fixing what's broken. It's about being there when it matters most.
Not to worry, ma'am. We have your location, and help is already on its way.
Don't worry, honey. Help's on the way.
Okay, Mom.
Wherever you are, whatever the time, you can count on us to be there. Because in those uncertain moments, knowing you're not alone makes all the difference. 201 Service, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984.
Mike Violet, John Coughlin back here live, Morton Field in Augusta. The Caribou Vikings and the Cony Rams just about set to go as Jordan Benedict takes the mound. Let's run down the starting lineup for Josh Dillon's Caribou Vikings. They will go this way. Edison Sleeper will lead off. He'll play in center field. Batting second, the shortstop, Braden Brescia. Hitting third and catching is Matt Pelletier. Batting cleanup and pitching is Bryce Dillon. Hitting fifth and playing in left field is Dawson St. Pierre. Batting sixth and playing third base is Chandler St. Peter. You'll notice a trend here in a minute. Batting seventh, playing first base is Nick Plord. Hitting eighth and playing at second base is Bryce St. Pierre. And batting ninth and The designated hitter today is Carter St. Pierre. So plenty of St. Peter's and St. Pierre specifically. And by the way, St. Pierre is hitting for the right fielder, Luke Beitelman. So that's the starting lineup for the Caribou Vikings here this afternoon. Jordan Benedict, the right-hander, is on the mound making his warm-up tosses. The defense for Cony and Don Plord goes this way. Lance Terrio is in left as we begin left to right in the outfield. Parker Morin in center. David Fry is in right. Third to first along the infield. Landon Perry is at third. Drew Lindquist at short. Jack Spellman at second. Matt Boston at first base. And Jordan Benedict throwing to Trent Hayward. So you are all set. There's the starting lineup and the defense for the Cony Rams.
Mike, you were talking about the right field here being short. When you grow up in Augusta and you play at Morton Field, you learn to hit the ball to right field here in your developing years. And Morin and the rest of the Cony team certainly has peppered that right field wall many times.
It is a frequent target, I am sure. All right, leading off here, Edison Sleeper. As we are ready to go, Jordan Benedict ready to throw his first pitch of the ball game.
Mike, the wind is a factor. Not many
sure
balls are going to be hit out of here today.
Benedict's first pitch is on the outside corner for strike one. It has been gusting as high as 27 miles an hour. It's blowing in from left. So anything in the air, right now it's pretty calm, but anything in the air with that kind of wind, swing and a miss, strike two is going to be a problem, especially on high pop-ups along the infield. Anything in the form of a fly ball to left should be fairly easy to handle. The 0-2 is spiked foul over our heads and out of play. 0-2 Sleeper, Brescia, and Pelletier. You can hear the wind now in our headsets. And I just checked my weather app, gust 27. And when I got here, it was blowing 27 miles an hour for sure.
Yeah, it was hard getting up here. Blew me over.
The 0-2, well, there's not much to you, is called strike three. So a great start here for Benedict as he gets Sleeper looking. One up, one out. Here's Braden Brescia, the shortstop. And I'll tell you, a pretty good representation of people from Caribou here.
Yeah, unlike what we saw in softball the other day where the two coaches were the only fans in the stands. But, Mike, looking at the outfield play, I think the outfielders, there's 50 or 60 feet behind them to the fence.
Yeah, they are in very shallow because of the wind. That one's all the way by Trent Hayward into the backstop. 1 ball, no strikes, the first ball that Jordan Benedict has thrown.
And, Mike, the other thing, they're decidedly playing away from the strength of the right-handed hitter. They think he's going to right field.
Well, without wind, why wouldn't they? That misses away. 2 balls, no strikes on Brescia with Matt Pelletier on deck. 2-0. Josh Dillon, the head coach, coaching at third. Benedict from the set all the time. Here's the 2-0. That's on the corner for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike on Brescia.
Well, he's living there. The last pitch just missed that black, but that pitch is catching all black.
He hasn't gone on the inside half at all.
No.
2 balls, 1 strike. The set by Benedict and the 2-1. Bunt is shown, and it is low and away as he pulled it back. 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, and that front shoulder, his lead shoulder is pointed right to that outside corner, and he doesn't vary much from it.
Benedict sets. Here's the 3-1 to Braden Brescia. That is a high strike at the letters. 3 balls, 2 strikes. If you get that call today, you have a very healthy strike zone to aim at.
And if he's going to be on that corner, he'll get a little bit more.
String is out now to Brescia. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the full count pitch.
Yep.
Got him. Called strike 3. 2 up, 2 out, both looking.
Mike, typically Caribou, Presque Isle, their seasons are so short, their pitchers don't get developed. Typically they come down here and they can't stay with the Bangors and the Conys.
Right, and you think it's short here, go to Caribou and see how short the baseball season is. 2 outs for Matt Pelletier, the catcher. Number 3 hitter takes strike 1. It really is mid-May before they have anything resembling a field. And there might be snowbanks just on the outside of the first and third base lines. There's a ball put in play, bouncing ball to third, picked up there and thrown to first. The throw is high. They got him on the tag. Perry's throw is high. Boston handled it nicely. Although the ball came out afterwards, he's safe.
Yeah, and let's see what any discussion, if anything, because had the ball, but the contact makes that play continue, and the ball did come loose.
The ball comes out, so we will call that E5?
Yes,
So
definitely.
E5 it is. Pelletier is on as Perry's throw was high. So 2 outs for Bryce Dillon, the pitcher and the cleanup hitters. Got a man at first.
Well, usually you'll see how advanced they are or not advanced with their 3-4 hitters. Pelletier got the bat on the ball. Let's see what Dillon can do.
Dillon, 2 outs and a runner on, and a bluff at first, and the pitch is a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Bryce Dillon pitching. Very even stance in that box. Benedict.
Got him.
Goes over there, they've got him. The throw to the shortstop. He'll run him back, and now the tag is put on, and that is the end of that. Benedict over covering first base, so that went 1-3-6-1.
For those of you
scoring at home. No runs, no hits. There was an error, and as it turns out, nobody left on. We've played a half here in this Class B North Baseball quarterfinal game. The score, Caribou nothing, Cony coming up. This is live coverage of playoff baseball on The Score.
At Hite Chevrolet in Skowhegan, our family is here for your family. And our family has been providing affordable, reliable transportation to families in central and western Maine for 113 years. You don't have that kind of longevity in the car business without building strong, trusting relationships with customers from one generation to the next. Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned, financing, or special incentives, your shopping experience is always stress-free at Hite Chevy. Hite Chevrolet on Madison Avenue as you turn into Skowhegan. You'll also find the Hite family of dealerships in Madison and Farmington.
Mike Violet, John Coughlin, ready to go here, bottom of the first inning. Cony's lineup, Don Plord will line him up this way. Parker Morin leads off. He plays in center field. Batting second, the DH Anderson Noyes. Noyes will hit for David Fry, who's playing right field. Hitting third and pitching, Jordan Benedict. The cleanup hitter is Trent Hayward. He is the catcher today. Batting fifth, Drew Lindquist. He's at shortstop. Hitting sixth, third baseman Landon Perry. Hitting seventh, Jack Spellman. Now the starting second baseman here with the injury to LaJoy. Hitting eighth and playing first, Matt Boston. Batting ninth, playing in left field, is Lance Terrio. Defensively, Caribou for Josh Dillon will go this way. Dawson St. Pierre in left, Edison Sleeper in center, Luke Beidelman is in right. Third to first along the infield, Chandler St. Peter at third, Braden Brescia at short, Bryce St. Pierre at second, Nick Plord is at first. Bryce Dillon pitching today, throwing to Matt Pelletier. So there's the starting lineup for Cony and the starting defense for the Caribou Vikings.
Watching Bryce Dillon warm up, Mike, he's not going to throw the fastball by Cony, but he does have a great overhand curveball.
Yep. Left-hander, certainly a different look. Don't see a lot of lefties around the state at all. They're certainly a premium.
You know, a lefty is a lefty, but if he can make the ball go away from a right-handed hitter, he's effective. And Dillon's not going to be overpowering, so that fastball's got to have some movement on it.
See Dillon kicking at the dirt there. We've had the issue in Fairfield with Michael Hamlin and the mound, although here this mound generally is really good. The umpires today, by the way, the plate umpire Billy Brooks, as I was told by TJ Maines before the game, the immortal Billy Brooks, and working the bases, Matt Workman and Dale Breton. So here is Mr. Morin, the do-everything former shortstop, now center fielder. Morin, right-handed batter, big, strong, powerful right-handed hitter, 6'3", can really hit to the alleys, and he takes ball one. It is 325 down the line and left, 330 to the power alley, 400 to dead center. It's a poke.
Yeah.
360 to right in the power alley, 305 just shy of that Kennebec Savings Bank sign. It's 2-0 now, and right down the line, it's 280 feet. It's just like a shot at Fenway there down the pesky pole. 2 balls, no strikes on Parker Morin. The deal, foul tipped at the plate, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Now, Dillon's got to be crafty, Mike. Again, we've said he can't throw the ball by the hitters. And watch these right-handed hitters try to take that fastball to right field.
2 balls, 1 strike. Bryce Dillon. The windup, here's the pitch. Morin takes one high, a real soft one there, 3-1.
Well, that's his curveball, and he left it up and didn't get the call. That's a good thing for Cony.
They play him to left and center. Edison Sleeper several steps toward left center. That's a strike, and it's 3-2.
That had good bite.
Boat full now for Parker Morin. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Morin slightly open stance. Dillon deals. Popped up. Right field.
Deep.
Beidelman. And he made the catch. Wow, it was an adventure, but Luke Beidelman got back there. The wind definitely took that. And it ended up in the glove of Beidelman about 300 feet away and about 5 feet away from that 305 sign.
Off the bat, I thought that might have had home run distance.
I
Mike.
did not. I thought it was a pop-up.
Really?
That's what I said. I think the wind really got up there. There's a jet stream up there, and it carried.
It goes out that way.
1 out. Here's Anderson Noyes, who certainly can hit it out to right. He swings and misses there, strike 1.
And you saw what Dillon's got to do. He's got to throw his curveball. And that time, that was a beauty.
1 strike on Anderson Noyes, big open stance.
So is
Swing
that.
and a miss, 0-2. He was going for the downs on that one.
Well, you get a lefty against a lefty with that kind of curveball, and the lefty pitcher has an advantage.
Noyes in the hole, no balls, 2 strikes. In at third is the third baseman, St. Peter. That one is downstairs. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jordan Benedict on deck.
And Dillon's got to be careful because he's had 2 strong looks at the home plate umpire. That's not going to go well.
Here's the pitch. It is in the dirt. 2-2. Your lineup, who do you have hitting third for Cony?
Well, that's the problem because Donnie Plord puts Fry. Fry is the right fielder.
He's being hit for. Noyes is hitting for him. This is the DH Anderson Noyes who's hitting for Fry. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Noyes is gone. I ask you because in the on-deck circle is Hayward. I have Benedict hitting third.
No, Benedict is being DH. Noyes is DHing for Fry.
Okay. All right, anyway, this is Trent Hayward.
Yes.
He's batting third, whether come hell or high water. 2 outs. The first pitch is down and away for ball 1 to Trent Hayward. 1 ball, no strikes. Caribou went in order in the first. First 2 hitters for Cony retired here. That's high and outside. 2 balls, no strikes now on the Cony catcher, Trent Hayward. No score here, bottom 1. Dillon. Deals. In the dirt, 3 balls, no strikes on Hayward.
Trying to get ahead with that fastball. Number 3 hitter up. Look out.
On deck is Drew Lindquist, the shortstop. That is a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike, dropped over the outside corner, about knee high. 3-1 on Trent Hayward, the Cony catcher. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. Coney's got a base runner here with 2 outs.
Now, Coney's got action out in the bullpen, Mike. I'm not certain if that means anything or not, but we'll see.
Well, I'm already really confused by the batting order. That's enough. Here's Drew Lindquist, the shortstop. Lindquist awaits. The left-handed batter takes one on the inside corner for strike 1. Yeah. Lindquist, a small guy, that's for sure. Not much to him.
Now he's going to get fed a plate full of curveballs now.
Slightly closed stance. He stands there 0-1. Here's the pitch. Gets some wood or some metal on it. It's foul and caught there by the third baseman, Chandler St. Peter. So Lindquist fouls out to third. The walk is harmless. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. 1 finished here in this Class B North baseball quarterfinal game. The score? Well, there isn't any. It's Cony nothing, Caribou nothing. This is high school playoff baseball on The Score.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
It's like this every winter. When the temperature drops below 45, my palms sweat and I get really anxious.
It's not your fault. You're suffering from seasonal winter driving disorder. 3 and 4 drivers suffer from SWUDs because they have all-season tires. They aren't designed for wintry weather. Luckily, there's a remedy. Take 4, call me in the morning.
Visit NokianTires.com/remedy for the cure.
Is this a prescription for tires?
201 Tire Battery and Service, Riverside Drive, Vassalboro.
All right, here we go to the top of the second inning here at Morton Field in Augusta. No score. Each team getting a base runner in the first inning, and that is all they got, as Caribou had a man caught in a rundown, so officially a caught stealing. That was Matt Pelletier. And Bryce Dillon was up when all of that went on, when he was out 1-3-6-1. And so Dillon will lead it off here against Jordan Benedict, the right-hander. That ball is hit pretty well, but foul down the left field line, 0-1.
Yeah, Benedict got the fastball up and driven down the line hard.
No balls, 1 strike. Benedict, again, always from the stretch. Here's the 1-strike pitch. That is low and away. Goes to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Dillon, St. Pierre, and St. Peter. Yes, I said St. Pierre and St. Peter, and I'll say it more.
Now, we have identified who the brothers are.
Right, we'll get to that. Here's the 1-1.
Nice pitch.
Oh, curveball bends in there for a strike. 1 and 2. We've got a bird's eye view of that.
That's got great bite. Got the hitter on his heels.
1 ball, 2 strikes. On Bryce Dillon, in the dirt, kicks away from Hayward. 2-2.
Benedict looks fine, though. I'm not sure why the warm-up action, but we'll see.
Maybe it was just a position player stretching his arm out.
Could be.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here. Leading off the second is Dillon. Right back to the box. Easy stab there by Benedict. He underhands to Boston. 1 out.
Benedict looking sharp early on, throwing strikes.
Some soft contact there, a little tapper back to the box.
Yeah.
1 out. Here's Dawson St. Pierre, left fielder. St. Pierre, right-handed hitter, slightly closed stance against Benedict. They play him straight up and in.
Yep.
Takes 1 for a strike on the corner. 0-1. He'll be followed by Chandler St. Peter.
Caribou playing for a run. Not the big inning.
Swing and a miss. Not even close there. 1 ball, no balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I would dare say that they have not seen this type of pitcher this year.
0-2. 1 out, nobody on. That one is just a shade outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Almost got the call.
And enough so that the catcher doesn't try to frame. That's a good thing.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Benedict deals. Ball is hit foul down the left field line. Off the top of the concession stand, Snack Shack, as the smell of onions makes its way down our way, as it always does.
Better baseball facilities in the state.
Not many. This is terrific. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Got him. Strike 3. Third strikeout, first swinging. He has struck out 3 of the 5 batters, has Jordan Benedict. 2 outs. Here's Chandler St. Peter, the third baseman. This facility and Mansfield Complex in Bangor are 2 of the best facilities for us as far as broadcast positions are concerned and convenience. Not that that matters to you at home. Popped up foul over us, 0-1, but it's easy in, easy out, and just really comfortable.
And it's not a recreational field. It's done all privately and volunteer work.
Right.
And to keep the grass looking this good year-round, which they do, think of the volunteer hours.
1 strike pitch coming up here to Chandler St. Peter. Here it is. Missed downstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nick Plourd is on deck, the first baseman. 1-1. 2 outs, nobody on, no score. That ball is hit to right. That is trouble. Right fielder. It's a foul ball. Coming over was Fry. He was in pretty shallow, and if that ball had landed fair, he had a shot at it.
Teams coming into a ballpark that they've never played, it's good practice to watch the outfielders on the home team. See where they play, and you can see that they're playing that alley. That's where the wind blows.
1 ball, 2 strikes. They know the context of playing here. That is low, and Hayward took that off the chest. It bounces away. Count level now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. If St. Peter can reach, Plord is on deck. He would be next. 2-2.
Hayward getting a workout. Benedict throwing a lot of curveballs in the dirt where he should be throwing them.
Brent's going to earn it today. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The deal. Again to right field, and again Fry, foul ball. That was almost a complete carbon copy of the previous swing.
Well, your outfielders are told to cover the lines here down the right field line, and that's exactly what they're doing. So many balls have dropped in there.
Fry's positioned perfectly. He's going to be 4 or 5 feet closer to that line now.
Yeah.
It's a 2 balls in a row hit. They straighten him out a little bit, but not much. Another 2-2 coming here from Benedict. The rock.
Nice
the pitch. It is in the dirt, and I don't know why he's running unless it was a strike.
I didn't see the umpire call it a strike.
I didn't see the umpire call it a strike either, but guess what? It was a strike, and he was thrown out at first base. So a called strike out there.
That's an interesting
which
one.
we didn't see, and 2-3 on the putout. So nothing across for Caribou in the top of the second inning. We go to the bottom of the second inning, and the score remains Cony 0 and Caribou 0. You're watching and listening to live coverage of high school playoff baseball action on Sports Radio 1160 WSKW The Score, CentralMainSports.com, and on YouTube at Central Main Sport.
Whether you're looking to buy, build, or refinance your home, at Skowhegan Savings, we make buying your home a personalized experience. Our team of local community bankers are available on your time to help you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to closing your loan. We have a variety of mortgage terms to fit your needs and a biweekly payment option that can save you time and money off your loan. We also won't sell your loan, so your loan stays local with us. Contact one of our community bankers or apply online at skowhegan.com to start your home buying journey today.
Looking for a way to heat your home while staying within your budget? A home heating loan from Connected Credit Union is the perfect solution. We've got you covered with an affordable way to keep warm this winter. Maybe you're thinking of purchasing a heating and cooling system or replacing your windows. Making your home more energy efficient isn't just an investment in your home, it's an investment in your lifestyle. Contact our loan team for more details or apply online at connectedcreditunion.org. Get connected, stay connected. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Membership eligibility required.
You know, coming here and doing games with you at any Cony athletic facility, it's like being with Elvis. I swear to God, you get the adulation of so many. Everybody seeks you out. Coach Coughlin, Mr. Coughlin.
I fooled him for a while, didn't I, Mike?
Yeah, but then you went to Gardner.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's amazing that you're still allowed
But
within the Augustus.
we had Gardner people coming up here to talk, too.
Despite your traitorous ways.
I know.
All right, first pitch here to Landon Perry is ball 1. Perry, the third baseman, leading off here in the second.
Well, we're down in the base runner part of the lineup, and these are the ones that need to get on base.
Bryce Stillen with a 1 ball, no strike count. The left-hander pitches inside corner for a strike. 1-1.
How many times have you seen a crafty kind of pitcher keep a team alive in the playoffs?
And how many times is it a crafty left-hander?
Yes, sir.
1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Perry reaching out and not able to get any.
Yeah, they're getting a bit over-anxious. Credit the pitching.
No medal on that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch by Dillon. Well, Nubber, this is going to be tough. It goes foul. And that's probably a good thing for Caribou because he might have beaten that out.
We used to have those baselines so groomed that anything rolled fair here.
Really?
Oh, gosh. With the speed that I had here. Oh,
yeah.
Goodness gracious. I mean, we'd
a little tilt there on the baselines.
Well, not as much as it did. You'd fall over 20 years ago.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Outside, 2-2. Always reminded on plays like that of Lenny Randall blowing the ball foul, playing for the Seattle Mariners on the turf. One of the great characters in baseball ever.
Isn't it the truth?
That's it to right field. This is a tough play, but Beidelman comes in. and makes the catch. The wind did not have much of an impact on that because it was a low line drive, so 1 out.
Perfectly placed,
Yep.
and again,
I wonder why.
We've talked about the placement of your right fielder in this ballpark.
And Beidelman might have learned from the Cony right fielder David Fry where to play. He's back pretty deep now, though, for Jack Spellman. Spellman, the second baseman, right-handed batter, even stance. Facing Bryce Dillon, no score, 1 out. And that pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. On Jack Spellman, the second baseman.
Good crowd for this playoff game.
Absolutely. Great day. Great day to be outside. Swing and a miss. Spellman going for the downs there. 1 ball, 1 strike. On deck for Cony is Matt Boston.
Spellman was going for the Richard McGuire field on that one.
Here's the pitch. Low.
Mr. McGuire, a long-time football fanatic and baseball as well, but Dick McGuire was a legend in this area.
Hey, when they name a field after you, you have my respect. 2 balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. Nope, actually a foul ball. 2-2. Just got a little piece of that with the medal. 2-2.
Boy, there are a lot of volunteers who spent almost their entire lives here when they're not working.
They put a lot of work into
this place. Goodness.
2 balls, 2 strikes. A lot of communities could take a lesson from this with the facilities, and Skowhegan having all kinds of problems getting a baseball field built. They've already gotten rid of Memorial Field. Skowhegan for 2 years now has played games on the road, either in Madison or at Colby, and still don't have a baseball field coming. So 2-2. Popped up, middle of the diamond, second baseman St. Pierre calls for it. Wynn really didn't take it very far. 2 outs.
I'll tell you, they're struggling with that over-the-top curveball, and he fought that off just enough to hit a weak fly ball to the second baseman.
2 outs for Matt Boston. Matt, the first baseman for Cony. Slightly open stance here against Bryce Dillon, who's been very effective so far. Soft one is outside. Curveball, 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, along with this game, you can't walk anybody. He's got 1 walk, and he's got to keep it at that because Cony can run.
Yeah, and the stuff is hittable if he misses his spots like he did there. But I'm talking about obviously missing your spots in the strike zone.
Yeah, you've got to hit fastball, let the curveball go.
2 balls, no strikes on Boston. Inside, he jackknifes back, 3-0.
Pitching awfully quick and now in a hole.
Yeah, you've got 2 outs and you're looking at the number 8 hitter.
Yeah.
Putting him on with a free pass, not advisable, and he does. Ball 4. Boston draws a 2-out walk. He's on. And here is Lance Theriault, the left fielder.
Lance, the number 8 hitter in the lineup.
Yes. I've got to redo that. Lance, the number 8 hitter in the lineup.
David Fry on deck.
Theriault digs in, runner at first with 2 gone.
Now
and of course, left-hander Dillon, pretty good move.
They'll try to pick curveball and let the runner go.
Pitches a strike right in there. It curls in. Strike 1 on Theriault, the right-handed hitting left fielder for the Cony Rams.
Walking lead in progress at first base.
Yeah, but not much of one.
No.
That one's very outside, and Pelletier has to jump out of his squat. Snags it, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1.
Let's see if we get a bigger lead at first base. How much?
Nope, not at all. The 1-1 in the dirt. Now he'll get to second on a wild pitch. In the dirt, Pelletier couldn't handle it, so a walk and then a wild pitch, and we've got a runner at second, our first runner on second today for either side.
Well, it's a belly play for the Caribou Viking defense. You got to keep that ball in front.
Yeah. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner in scoring position for Cony with 2 outs. That's on the corner for a strike, 2-2.
Kids battling, Mike.
Yep. He's crafty.
Yeah.
He's a left-hander. He's crafty. That's what they do, is they're crafty.
That's the adjective.
Dillon to the set. Bird Dog, the runner at second. The 2-2.
Nice
Curve
pitch.
is in there, strike 3.
Nice pitch.
And he knew it as soon as he let it go. Terrio stood there and watched it, as Ernie Harwell used to say, like a house on the side of the road. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one left. We go to the we go to the third inning, that is, and we are still scoreless. Cony nothing and Caribou nothing. It's live coverage of tournament baseball on The Score.
You see their trucks everywhere all the time. That's because they're out taking care of customers like you. Roll-off dumpsters, they've got them 15 to 50 yards. And they're in your neighborhood picking up the trash so you don't have to worry about it. Weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly from 2 to 10 yards. Casella Waste will also deliver portable toilets when and where you need them. And they offer septic services. Call to learn more about Casella Waste. 872-8257, 872-8257 for Casella Waste.
Just as we can help prevent a child from catching a cold, we can also help prevent a child from having mental health problems. We know what it takes to keep a child physically healthy: nutritious food, exercise, immunizations, but the basics for good mental health aren't always as clear. The first basic is to know that children's mental health matters. At Assistance Plus, we give each child's needs our careful attention, might organize a care team for a child's mental health, and when needed, offer guidance toward professional clinical support. Learn more at assistanceplus.com.
Mike Violet, John Coughlin back here live at Morton Field in Augusta with Ashley Knight running our game camera here this afternoon. And I got a text from a friend of mine before the game. You guys are doing the Cony Caribou game? That's going to be an awful game. Well, here we are, no score in the third.
Oh, goodness.
Not so awful.
No, this is a great game.
Jordan Benedict, the pitching has certainly dominated so far. There's one spiked foul to the right by Nick Plord, 0-1.
One pitcher is overpowering. The other is crafty.
Crafty.
Hey, Cony lost this game a year ago. They lost to MDI in the first round. Are they thinking about that?
As Kevin Garnett once said, anything is possible.
Yeah.
That is hit to the third baseman, and it goes off the glove there of the third baseman, Landon Perry, and a base runner at first for the Caribou Vikings.
I'm saying error.
I'm saying error too. E5.
Yeah, he let that ball play him. He's got to come and get that in-between hop. That one played him.
So Plord is on thanks to the error, and here is Bryce St. Pierre, the second baseman. He and Dawson St. Pierre are brothers.
Now that we've established that.
That's a strike. I've been waiting to say that because I his meme is sitting down in front of us here.
There's 4 of them in the lineup.
So memes came down from Caribou today, which is no surprise.
Oh, no, they love their sports.
The memes travel. Here's the 0-1. That is hit to the right side, and it's foul. Man, Caribou has blazed a trail down the right field line, haven't they?
Mike, I'm telling you, you've done enough games here. That right field is a magnet.
It's unbelievable.
It is the play field here. Look at where Morin is playing in center field.
I've never seen a center fielder. Ashley, if you can get a shot at Parker Morin in center, who's actually in right.
He is in right.
And see how far to right center he is.
I've seen right fielders play his position right there.
It's 0-2. In the dirt, good stop there by Hayward, and he keeps the runner at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bryce St. Pierre.
And a great decision by Plord at first base. He would have been out.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, runner at first, nobody out. Caribou hitting here in the top of the third, no score.
Surprised they're not trying to bunt him over.
So am I. Bottom of the order, here's a ground ball to first. They will accomplish that. No. They get the force at second, throw to first is late, so it's a fielder's choice. So a good play at first by Boston, throwing that runner out at second. He races the lead man, and Plord is out, and he is replaced by St. Pierre on the bases. 1 out. Here's Carter St. Pierre, the DH.
You come into this game as the number 8 team playing on the number 1 home field. You play for a run with the bottom of your lineup.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Josh Dillon didn't bunt. Now here's the number 9 man. Throw to first and the runner back. And interesting, your number 9 hitter's your DH.
And Mike, once again, we've got Landon Perry, we've got warm-up action in the bullpen.
Yep, got a left-hander down there. Pitch is on the corner for a strike.
This runner is hopping at first base. That's an indication to throw over because he gets caught in one of those hops, he's out.
Yep, one throw over already by Jordan Benedict. Not much of a lead.
No, and he's not hopping.
Pitch in the dirt. Hayward with a great stop. Throws to first. Almost threw it away. Great save there by Matt Boston.
But once again, the right fielder is right behind him.
Yep. 1 ball, 1 strike to back it up. 1-1. So left-handed action in the Cony bullpen, and this is definitely a pitcher warming up, not a position player stretching it out. 1-1. Curve is fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So you wonder what Don Plourd's up to here. Benedict clearly is not laboring or anything, but you wonder about maybe saving some bullets for something down the line.
My good point, because he's got such a good pitching staff. And so many left-handed hitters are in this lineup.
That one's way outside. Hayward to throw to first behind the runner, and getting back to the bag there just in time was St. Pierre. 2-2.
He can do so many things with this lineup that bringing in a reliever, I mean, they're solid.
2-2. Benedict to the set. The 2-2. Inside, I thought for a second there it was going to hit the batter. Then it curled inside and actually just missed.
And I don't know why he didn't turn into that pitch.
3-2. Why not take one? 3 balls, 2 strikes here on Carter St. Pierre.
Soft curveball, your shoulder's right there, pin it.
Yep. The set. Keep an eye on that runner at first. Does not go. Pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Another throw to first. And it does get away from Boston. This will be an error on the catcher. It's an E2. Another error committed by Cony. And a runner in scoring position is Bryce St. Pierre on an E2.
Well, this is what you were hoping for when they had a runner at first. You want to try to get him to second for the top of the order, and that's what they have.
2 outs. Here's Edison Sleeper. Sleeper called out on strikes in the first. Runner at second with 2 gone. Fastball high. And again, the obsession with the runner at first, be it by the pitcher or the catcher. You just got the second out on the strikeout, unless you know you're going to get him.
Well, the kid has no lead at second base.
Curve for a strike. 1-1 on Sleeper, the center fielder.
And he did not look good his first time up, Sleeper. And leadoff hitter following a strikeout, you know he's just trying to put the ball in play.
Hayward time and goes out for a quick conference with Benedict.
And we're changing bats because that one had holes in it.
This is the one with the hits in it right here.
Yes.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, this is the hitter's bat.
You wonder what went into taking 2 pitches.
This is his 1 strike bat.
Causing a bat change mid at bat. The 1-1. In the dirt. Boy, Trent Hayward is working it behind that plate today. 2 balls, 1 strike. On deck is Braden Brescia.
You know, Benedict's been taught to throw the curveball in the dirt if it's going to miss. And when you got a catcher that can pick him, you're in good shape.
2-1. Runner at second, 2 outs. Benedict through. No, he doesn't. And again, you've got a hitter up there. Just get him out, and you're out of the inning.
But you don't want the shortstop to be behind second base when you release the pitch. And he's not giving the shortstop enough time to get back.
2 balls, 1 strike. That's what a pitcher has to do if you're going to do that.
Yeah, okay.
Here's the 2-1.
Yep.
On the corner. 2-2. Just grab that corner.
Yeah.
Great pitch by Jordan Benedict. So a level count here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs and a runner at second. No score. We are in the top of the third. Class B North Baseball quarterfinals. Benedict. The 2-2. Low. And so the string is out here on Edison Sleeper. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner will be off at second. So a chance to get a run here if they can get a base hit.
Big point in the ball game right here.
Sure is. Top of the third. 3-2. Edison Sleeper awaits. Here's the full count pitch. Oh, almost hit him. Ball 4. Not even close.
Benedict's struggling right now, Mike.
All of a sudden he's struggling. No more action in the bullpen. That left-hander is sat down. So 2 outs, 2 on. Here's Braden Brescia, the shortstop, who was called out on strikes in the first.
Goodness.
So Brescia, 2 on, 2 out. Did not make contact his first time. Cony has thrown the ball around a little bit, so you at least want to put it in play here.
That kid is jumping at second.
Curve for a strike. Good pitch by Benedict. 0-1 to Brescia.
Don't be surprised we see the second baseman coming in behind that runner at second base. He's getting a big, big lead.
Spellman not close right now. It's the job of Lindquist.
Look at this.
The dancing goes on at second. That's swung on and missed. And it's strike 2.
Brescia's front shoulder flew off that pitch on the curveball.
His head was up in the air.
Another one's coming.
0-2 on Braden Brescia. Benedict trying to get out of a jam. Here's the set. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on right side, way out of play though.
This kid's a good fastball hitter.
0-2. Late on that one, but like most high school hitters, he much prefers a fastball. 0-2. We'll get another one. Runners ready to fly on the 0-2 pitch here with 2 outs if the ball's put in play. Curve misses. Wanted to get him to chase. Didn't happen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. If Brescia can reach Matt Pelletier, the third place hitter on deck.
Good piece of hitting by Brescia to lay off that curveball.
1-2. Benedict checks that runner again. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Got out of the inning. So a 2 on, 2 out jam, and Benedict able to get the strikeout of Braden Brescia to finish the inning and strand 2 runners. No runs, no hits. There was an error, a walk, and a couple of men left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. We're still scoreless. Caribou and Cony. It's live coverage of high school playoff baseball on Sports Radio 1160 WSKW, The Score, and CentralMainSports.com.
At Midstate Machine in Winslow, Maine, we manufacture complex components and large-scale turbines that power industries across aerospace, defense, and energy. We're hiring CNC machinists. And whether you're experienced or just starting out, we offer on-the-job training to help you build a rewarding career. Join our Safety First team, where your ideas are valued, and enjoy competitive pay with 2 weeks of paid time off starting on day 1. Apply today at midstateusa.com, where your career powers the future.
At Central Maine Community College, we are building things that last. We're investing in technology, new facilities, and offering more degree programs than ever before. You can get the traditional college experience at a fraction of the cost, and for some, it's even free.
Wait, did she just say free?
That's right, free tuition for Maine high school grads from 2020 through 25. Set your goals and find your path at CM. Let's build a future together.
Notice Mike Violet, John Coughlin, and Ashley Knight on our game camera here this afternoon, back live at Morton Field in Augusta as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. And the Cony Rams will have 9-1-2 up this inning.
And certainly that number 9 hitter for the Vikings is a critical hitter to get with Morin coming up behind.
Unquestionably, you got to get him out here. You don't want to get him on base because Fry can run.
Because Morin just missed a home run to right field that last time.
The wind took it to pretty deep to right, but not deep enough. 300 feet, it needed to go 305. So here's Fry, the right fielder, facing Bryce Dillon, the left-hander.
Dillon, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks.
Yep, no hits so far through 2. In fact, neither team has a safety.
Yep.
We have a hitless ball game here in the bottom of the 3rd. Dillon deals in the dirt all the way to the backstop there. The umpire moved out of the umpire's box to get out of the way of that.
And, of course, Mike, all baseball purists just fell over when you said no hits in this game.
I'm not cheering for either side. If they're going to pitch a no-hitter, they're going to have to do it despite what I say. 1 ball, no strikes. Ground ball back through the box, and this is going to end the no-hitter for Bryce Dillon and end our hitless ball game.
And David
Fry, the number 9 hitter, gets the first hit of the game.
And David Fry, you couldn't have asked any more out of a 9 hitter with Morin coming up. Perfect ball to hit up the middle, kept his shoulder on it, drove it up the middle.
Here is Parker Morin, the leadoff hitter, second time up in the game. A deep fly ball to right. And right now, Beidelman is about 5 feet in front of the wall. Respecting Morin, who has great power to the opposite field. 1 ball, no strikes on Parker.
And Dylan has lived on that outside corner of the plate, and you do not want to keep it out there with Morin.
He can go over the boards and right with that kind of pitch. The 1-0 is fouled on the ground, snagged by the Cony first base coach, and it is 1 ball, 1 strike on Parker.
He came off that fastball, and that had a little bit of movement on it.
1-1, no score, bottom 3, but the leadoff man is on for Cony, David Fry. He's got speed.
Outs are critical for the Vikings now.
Not much of a lead with a left-hander on the mound. The 1-1 in the dirt, stopped there by Pelletier, but it gets away. And into second base is Fry. Wild pitch?
I'm giving him a pass ball.
Okay.
He's got to keep that in front.
We will run with it. Mr. Official Score.
I'd put him on. I know it's a horrible thing to do in baseball, but I wouldn't pitch to him.
2 balls, 1 strike. You'd put him on in the 3rd inning in a scoreless game.
Yes.
Wow, that's respect. Dylan, 2-1 to Morin. High. 3-1 on Parker. He may be doing it anyway.
You got to do it now for sure. You're not going to come back and get him on 3 strikes.
Certainly a hitter's count. The question is, will Parker Morin get anything tasty at all? 3-1. He goes after it into left center. A base hit. 1 hop to sleeper. They're going to put the stop sign up. As Don Plord not taking a chance with nobody out. And 1st and 3rd now for Cony. And here comes Anderson Noyes.
And now you got to talk about what we're going to do 1st and 3rd. Are they going to throw straight through because you know Morin's going?
Parker, among his other features, can fly.
Not certain. I don't see any 1st and 3rd defensive signals being given.
Noyes struck out swinging his first time. Lefty on lefty here. That's the matchup. So Dylan in a jam.
Throw over.
Curve in there for no.
No, he's not getting that call.
That is a ball. Boy, I thought that looked good. 1 ball, no strikes. Looked tasty from here.
So did Dylan.
1-0. On Anderson Noyes. Open stance, lefty-lefty. Swing and a miss. Another breaking ball, 1-1.
You give your hitters 1 swing so they don't have to worry about the runner going. Now he's going.
1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, 2 on, scoreless bottom 3. Caribou and Cony. Runner goes. Pitch is a ball. They don't throw through. And Morin gets an easy steal of second. It's a 2-1 count on Anderson Noyes.
You don't want to take the bat out of the hands of the hitter. You give him 1 swing, then you send the runner, what Coach Plord did.
No force play now at second. Here's the 2-1. That's a strike. 2-2. He got it in there. All curveballs now, John.
Yeah, and he's got to get the ball on the ground. The infield's got to be in because this is the ball game if they don't shut these runs off at the plate.
2-2. Dylan going from the windup. Curve!
Wow.
Got him! Called strike 3. Delayed call, but he got him. Second time Anderson is fanned today. Once swinging, now looking. 2 outs.
You got to put that ball in play, Mike.
Didn't there. 1 out, sorry. 1 out.
And runners at 2nd and 3rd. I mean, this is your number 3 hitter. You don't want a suicide to bring the runs in, but and again, the infield is back. They're giving up the runs.
Walked his first time, takes 1 high and outside, ball 1 to Trent. Trent walked on a 3-1 pitch his first time. 1 out, 2 on, no score, bottom of the 3rd. Dylan deals. Swing and a miss. 1-1, a curveball down. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ice Dylan. Deals. Curve, low and away. 2 balls, 1 strike on Trent Hayward. Drew Lindquist on deck. Cony trying to get on the scoreboard. Dylan, the 2-1. Fouled at the plate.
He does have movement on that fastball.
2-2.
I've seen 3 balls hit on the tip of the bat. You don't see that very often.
2-2. Parker Morin at second. Bry on third. Swing and a lofted fly ball down the right field line, out of play. Count will stay at 2-2.
Now, Mike, you know our right fielder, when he lived on the line, he's not there now.
Yep, he is probably 40, 50 feet off the right field line now.
Yeah, giving up that line.
I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Had him lunging out, trying to get that curveball, and Dillon now has 2 outs.
My goodness, what a performance. Runners at second and third, and strikes out the 2-3 hitters.
And here is Lindquist, another left-handed batter. He fouled out to third his first time. Lindquist, a little shortstop.
Nice.
Going to make contact, duck down. He looked like Eddie Goodell there. 1 ball, no strikes.
Eddie Goodell.
Oh, you got to be of a certain age to know what that reference
means. Exactly.
Google Eddie Goodell, Gaedel. You'll find out what I'm talking about. Curve put into play, but foul. Not put into play, but put in the air anyway. Made contact.
Barnum and Bailey baseball, that is.
Bill Veeck.
He was a thrill.
What a showman.
Yeah.
It was a carnival to Bill Veeck. 1 ball, 1 strike. Inside with the breaking ball, and Lindquist stood right there. He was going to take one for the team if it hit him.
Look how shallow the outfielders are.
Well, there's not much power in here. 2 balls, 1 strike on Drew Lindquist. 2 outs, 2 on. Cony trying to avoid a squander. That is inside, and it's 3-1, and you don't want to walk Lindquist.
Those hitters are playing where the Babe Ruth outfielders play.
3-1. A hitter's count here for the little shortstop. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. Left center or left field it goes, and St. Pierre is right there. And a big-time squander for the Cony Rams as Lindquist gets some metal on it, but he flies out to left field. So Cony has runners on second and third with nobody out, and they cannot score. No runs. There was 1 hit, there were no errors, and 2 huge runners left on base. We finished 3. We're still scoreless. It's Cony nothing, Caribou nothing. What a surprise. You're watching live coverage of the Class B North Baseball Quarterfinals on The Score.
The price of gas and oil lately? Thinking about a pellet stove? Pellets are a renewable resource that are economical, and pellet stoves don't have to be ugly or loud. Come talk to us at Somerset Stone & Stove. Let us explain why now is the best time to have your pellet stove installed. Wouldn't you love to have a gas stove or fireplace designed for your home? Let Somerset Stone & Stove design and install a Regency gas stove or fireplace that is just right for you. Let us customize your Regency gas stove or fireplace while you enjoy the beauty and warmth. Visit Somerset Stone & Stove in Oakland.
For us, it's a family business that is steeped in tradition. You know, our relationship with Waterville goes back a long ways. Over the years, we've been fortunate enough to grow, and we've been able to grow with the town. We look at the work that we do as something bigger than just the sale of a car or the servicing of an automobile. We're here to be a part of something bigger than just ourselves by giving back to the community with our time and our energy, because it's all about taking care of people.
All right, line score through 3 of this Class B North quarterfinal game for Caribou. No runs, no hits, no errors. They've left 2. Cony, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error. They've left 3. So we go to the 4th. Jordan Benedict starting his 4th inning of work, and the first pitch is popped up by Pelletier. Center fielder Parker Moore, an easy play, 1 out.
That's going nowhere.
So Pelletier, lazy fly ball to center, 1 pitch, 1 out. And here's Bryce Dillon. So the warm-up action we've seen, and again, we've got that left-hander warming up.
Yeah.
So far has not resulted in a pitching change. Foul back in the stands. Be alive over there. Bryce Dillon fouled it off.
I'm sure going into this game, Coach Plord had the game plan that if we have a lead, Benedict's not going to go more than 4.
Well, they don't have a lead. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Surprisingly, I guess to some, we are in a scoreless game more than halfway through.
No question.
So that person who told me that I had a dog of a game today, take it back. That's a ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, what gutsy strikeouts Dillon had with runners at second and third. goodness.
Terrific pitching job. That's fouled again back. 1 ball, 2 strikes with runners on second and third and nobody out. He got out of it. 2 strikeouts and a fly ball to left.
Yeah. Easy peasy.
Sure was. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yep.
That is outside.
Huh.
I waited because he waited. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here. Top of the 4th, no score. And almost check swing. Almost like he wanted to swing but didn't want to swing, and he fouled it off and not high enough for Hayward to get out of the catcher's box and get that. Trent Hayward, and I noticed this before the game, his hair color, I don't even know what to call that. It looks like the top of an ice cream cone, doesn't it?
Half of it does.
Yeah, it looks like vanilla and chocolate, like a combination.
What's the other half look like?
2 balls, 2 strikes. Trent Hayward with the hair of the day, the moss of the day.
Yeah.
2-2, low and away. 3-2 now on Dylan. On deck, Dawson St. Pierre. This is the big part of the order here for Caribou.
This kid can run. You don't want to put him on.
So Benedict back on top for the 3-2. Here it is. Swing and a miss, strike 3, got him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts now for Jordan Benedict. 2 outs, and here is Dawson St. Pierre, who's one of those 6 strikeout victims. He struck out swinging in the second.
Benedict getting a little bit more rhythm here in the middle innings.
2 outs, nobody on. St. Pierre facing Benedict. Curve goes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. That is outside. 2-0. That line score that I just gave you is brought to you by 201 Service in Skowhegan, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partners since 1984. The pitch on the corner. 2-1.
Great job by the home plate umpire. Very consistent today.
Here's the pitch low. So the count goes to 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike. Popped up, and it'll make it out of play over us.
Bang.
Right there in the area between the grandstand here and the Porta-Johns, and it landed on the ground. 3 balls, 1 strike on deck for the Caribou Vikings, Chandler St. Peter.
Interested to find out if this is Benedict's last inning.
Well, we'll find out next inning, John.
Yeah,
You'll
that
have to
would
wait.
be interesting if he comes out in a 0-0 game.
The 3-2 is low. Ball 4, lost him. A 2-out walk to St. Pierre, who struck out his first time. This time, he draws a bases empty walk with 2 outs.
It's hard to manufacture runs when you have 2 outs. When there are no outs, you can try some bunts. But these players are having hard time to make contact, Mike.
2 outs, runner on first for Chandler St. Peter, called out on strikes his first time. 2 outs, runner at first. See if they do anything. First pitch, strike. Boy, that strike zone interesting today, John, huh?
Yeah, you know, he's been right there in the outside corner, and all of a sudden you start getting an inch and a half better if you stay there.
0-1. 2 outs, runner on first, and a scoreless game. Runner goes. Pitch is low. The throw by Hayward is high, backed up nicely by the shortstop Lindquist. It's a stolen base.
Well, they picked curveball. They got the right pitch to go. The catcher had to wait, had a hard time getting the ball out of his glove.
So a steal of second by Dawson St. Pierre. Chandler St. Peter with a 1-1 count with 2 outs. Single will score a run. The outfield around to right. Foul tipped into the mitt, and it's 1-2. Good fastball there by Jordan Benedict.
Chandler has gotten up on the bat. He's just trying to put the ball in play.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Got to cover the plate here. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Boy, Benedict bears down after that walk and stolen base. gets a strikeout. He strikes out 2 in the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We go bottom 4. It is still Cony nothing and Caribou nothing. A surprise from Morton Field in Augusta. More playoff baseball coming up after this on The Score.
At Danforth's Down Home Supermarket, they're proud to be a second-generation family-owned grocery store with locations in Herman and Pittsfield. They focus on providing fresh produce, high-quality meats, delicious bakery items, and a well-stocked deli. Danforth's Down Home Supermarket cuts and grinds fresh meat daily, and they offer Maine lobsters year-round. They also bake fresh bread, pastries, and other sweet treats every single morning. For added convenience, online shopping is available at their Herman location with contactless curbside pickup ready in as little as 2 hours. Come discover Danforth's Down Home Supermarket.
High school playoff baseball on The Score, brought to you by the Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, the dealer with no dock fees, where cars and trucks always cost you less. Find them online, cmautogroup.com. That's cmautogroup.com. Boy, this left-hander, Bryce Dillon, has been some impressive. And to highlight that, we go back to the bottom of the 3rd inning where Cony had 2 on second and third with nobody out, and he wiggled out of it with a called 3rd strike, a swinging 3rd strike, and a lazy fly ball to left.
Yeah, that was some excellent pitching, as we were talking about.
That was a Houdini act.
Yes. Yeah, how he got them out without getting in fly ball to the outfield for a run.
That's all you wanted there.
That's all you needed.
At least get a run with the way this is going. That might win the game.
Mike, the infield was back. All you had to do was hit the ball on the ground.
All right, here we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Landon Perry will lead it off. Perry lined out to right his first time. It'll be Perry, Spellman, and Boston. 5, 6, 7.
Now this gets back into the right field corner act again. Look out.
Wind's picked up. Gusts to 27, my weather app said. I think it was just 27. That's strike 1.
Goodness.
Boy, that strike zone. We've seen some interesting pitches that were strikes and some interesting pitches that weren't. Nothing in one.
I'd put it right there again.
Why not? If he's going to give it to you. That is a 57-footer, and it's ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. So if Cony wins, they'll play here at noon on Saturday.
Yeah.
And we will be here if it is. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, no score. That one's in the dirt, 2-1. A surprise here as Caribou had to play a prelim game, beat MDI. They're the number 9 seed. Beat MDI. And then got on the bus. The coach told me, Josh Dillon, at 9 this morning.
Goodness. They stopped McDonald's in Bangor?
That's fouled back. I knew you were going to say that because we, of course, had Caribou the other day in softball, and they stopped in Bangor.
Absolutely. And they were waiting to stop there on the way back, too. Big trip.
2 balls, 2 strikes. That was the game where Ashley Shores hit a walk-off home run.
Just for you.
To win it. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Ashley, by the way, no surprise, the KVAC Player of the Year.
Oh, wow. She is a player.
As a sophomore, as a junior. That says a lot right there.
Yeah.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Hit to right field. Hit to shortstop. Let's try that again. Hit to second to Bryce St. Pierre. St. Pierre fields the ground ball, throws to first successfully. It's a 4-3 putout for those of you scoring at home. 1 out, sorry.
Well, to this point, it's been a pretty anemic display of offense by the Rams.
Pitchers have dominated.
Well, one's dominated. One is crafty.
Crafty? Well, he's still dominated in a crafty way. Here's Spellman, who popped out to second his first time. A curve for a strike.
And, he's been around the plate all day.
He's around the plate enough.
So he's going to get those close calls.
He's around the plate enough. No balls, 1 strike. Here it is. That one is wide. A ball and a strike. Matt Boston on deck. Cony hitting here in the bottom of the 4th. No score. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jack Spellman. Outside corner, that one.
Wow.
Just grabbed the black of the plate. 1-2.
I think more the inside line of the batter's box, Mike. But, hey, you're there, you live there, you deserve to get that.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a high fly ball, foul ground.
Playable.
First baseman over, and a great play by Nick Blord. On a day where you've got to battle the sun, although he didn't there, and the wind, Nick Plord goes back in foul ground and makes the catch on that pop-up off the bat of Spellman. Put a star beside that one in your scorebook, 2 outs.
Mike, I don't know how I'm saying this, but there's a little bit of momentum for Vikings right now.
Yeah, in a scoreless game.
Yeah.
2 outs, nobody on. Here's Boston. Boston takes ball 1. Matt, the first baseman, walked his first time, got as far as second.
But you can feel it. The Rams are going to sleep a little bit.
The game, most people thought they were going to win easily. They are the number 1 seed after all. Popped up, foul and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hence my friend texting me, chastising me for doing this game. And why aren't you at the Mesolonsky Mount Blue game? Well, I present to you a scoreless game in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah. Featuring the top team in the
North. I know how to pick the good games, don't I?
You do.
That is low.
I've never said a word about your picks, Mike. You know how to read them.
Oh, believe me, I picked some stinkers. 2 balls, 1 strike. But this isn't one of them so far anyway. Caribou has come down here and played good baseball, 3-1. And as soon as I say that, Dylan goes to a 3-1 count.
Just missed.
He has walked 1. I have him for 1. 2? Okay, thanks, John. 2 walks. Here's the 3-1. That is on the corner, 3-2. So the string out now on Matt Boston. If he reaches Lance Terrio on deck.
That ball isn't any more than 60 miles an hour.
It is soft. 3 balls, 1 strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. It is low, ball 4. Lost him. 2-out walk for Matt Boston. 3rd walk issued. And Cony has a 2-out base runner. And here is Terrio. Lance called out on strikes his first time. 2 outs, runner on first, in a scoreless ball game as we get a dirt storm there at home plate. 27 miles an hour.
I'd let the runner go.
Absolutely. Of course, with a lefty on the mound, and that's grounded to third. Right there is St. Peter. Over to first, easy play, so no problem. 2-out walk does not matter. Gets a ground ball out of Terrio, and that's it. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We have finished 4. We still have goose eggs on the scoreboard. The score, Cony nothing, Caribou nothing. It's live coverage of playoff baseball on Sports Radio 1160 WSKW, The Score, and CentralMainSports.com.
At Central Maine Community College, your future is our priority.
I'm going to be a preschool teacher.
An HVAC technician.
Pediatric nurse.
Whether your college journey is starting here,
I'm going to be an architect.
Physical therapist.
I'm going to be a lawyer.
or we're a stop along the way.
I'm going to be a doctor.
A machinist.
Honestly, not 100% sure yet.
With over 40 programs,
I'm going to be a graphic designer.
An athletic trainer.
There is something for everyone.
CMCC.
Your future starts here.
From the moment you check in at Kennebec Eye Care, you'll be greeted with a smile. From there, you'll be given a comprehensive and thorough eye exam from Dr. Peter Parody, Dr. Leslie Sobeck, or Dr. Kaylee Brown. Once your examination is completed, they'll go over what steps need to be taken to improve your eyesight needs with glasses or contacts. If you're a current patient or looking to become a new patient, then see the eye specialists at Kennebec Eye Care. Kennebec Eye Care, your sight specialists since 1955.
Mike Violet, John Coughlin back here, Morton Field in Augusta, the site of this Class B North quarterfinal matchup between the number 1 Cony Rams and what is Caribou, 8 or 9? I forget which one.
They are 8.
They are the number 8 Caribou Vikings, and we are scoreless through 4. We go to the 5th inning. Chandler St. Peter, Nick Plord, and Bryce St. Pierre to face Jordan Benedict. Nick Plord will lead it off. Plord bends away from a curveball. That's a strike. That one had him bailing out. He gave up on it.
Yeah.
Plord today has been up once, reached on an error, and then was forced at second.
Pitch.
That's a bouncing ball foul. Good play by Coach Josh Dillon in the third base coach's box.
He's played somewhere because I saw the ball jumping off his fungo bat.
Yep. He barehanded that with his right hand. He's a left-handed thrower, so that's his catching hand. Nice play by Josh Dillon.
Give him a contract, Mike.
1 ball, 1 strike on Nick Plord. Which public address announcer used to say that?
That would be Baltimore.
Rex Barney in Baltimore. Fouled back, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So
the late, great Rex Barney.
Yep.
Back at Memorial Stadium. I'm watching the 1970 World Series now on YouTube. So
oh, great.
I'm hearing a lot of him, which is in black and white, which is weird because the 69 World Series, which is also on YouTube, was in color. And NBC during the breaks flashes the peacock and says this game is on in living color, except it's not.
Wow.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
You sure it's not your TV?
No, I'm watching it on my phone. It's low, 2-2.
Just checking.
I have this weird ritual now when I go to bed.
Do I need to know this?
No, I watch old sports games. And right now I'm in the World Series because it's baseball season. So I started with the 64 series. I watched that, the Yankees and the Cardinals, which the Cardinals won. That's popped up. Watch out, Ashley.
Oh,
watch out. It's
Ashley.
right near us, and it'll be about 2 rows away. Count stays at 2 balls, 2 strikes. So I started with the 64 series. Cardinals won that. Then I watched the 66 series between the Dodgers and the Orioles, which the Orioles swept.
Yeah.
I've seen the 67 way too much.
Is that with Cuellar? Was he?
60. No, he was not with them then. That was Palmer beating
yes.
Koufax at age 20.
Yes.
That's a ball, 3-2. So I skipped the 67 series. Then I watched the 68 series. Cardinals and Tigers the Tigers came back from a 3-1 gap to win. And now I'm on to 70 because I've seen 69 too much. All right, so that's that.
That's that.
So hence I've heard Rex Barney.
Uh-oh.
That is hit to first, snagged there by Boston. No, he can't get it. Rolls by him into right field. That's a base hit. So a runner at first. And here is Bryce St. Pierre. Plord reaches on a 3-2 pitch. Just got it into right.
Well, a lot of moving wheels right now. Is this the time you take him out because you wanted to go 4 innings with him to begin with? You want a lefty in, you got a runner at first base, and they will send that runner.
Yep, Don Plord out. Runner at first, nobody out. Jordan Benedict has thrown shutout baseball, has not given up a hit yet. You wonder, unless there's some other plan we don't know about, why they would take him out. He hasn't thrown a lot of pitches.
Well, you know, a lot of the coaches right now are looking at rain on Saturday and tipping their pitchers into next week based on the fact they may not play Saturday. So with the rain coming, coaches right now are reanalyzing their pitching rotation.
Well, he's going to stick with them. Well, I'm telling you, if they played that softball game in Fairfield the other day, they're going to play something on Saturday. Yeah. Because you can make a case for that game not being played the
Absolutely.
other day. It was not a pleasant day. Here is Bryce St. Pierre. St. Pierre has reached on a fielder's choice. Made it to second on an errant throw by the catcher.
Throw over and watch the hitter's hands.
Doesn't throw over at all. Bouncing ball to shortstop. Lindquist is there. He'll get one. No, he threw it away. He threw it by Spellman. And going to third on the play is Plord. It's an error on Lindquist. And Caribou is in business with runners on first and third. Nobody out. E6.
An easy play, and you got to get that first out. The first one is you got to make that a safe out.
Well, you wonder about the position change now. Lindquist making an error at shortstop. So St. Pierre is on. Here's Carter St. Pierre. St. Pierre, the DH, has struck out in his only plate appearance. All right. What's the strategy here? First and third with nobody out.
Well, I'm bunting on anybody that can't hit the ball.
Fake to third, throw to first, and he threw it by him. I've never seen that play work, John, ever. And it results in a freebie, a run, as Plord comes around and scores. An error on the pitcher. Jordan Benedict threw it away. It is 1-0 Caribou.
Wow, big play. Didn't need to throw the ball. There was no movement by the runner.
That is just
bad play.
A totally unnecessary play.
Okay, now they're looking bunt right now. First baseman's in.
Runner at second, nobody out. No bunt on, strike called. St. Pierre struck out his first time. He's got a runner at second. That's Bryce St. Pierre.
I don't think they bunt, Mike.
I don't think they're going to bunt either.
There's no signs at all.
Benedict sets. Pitch fouled back, just got a piece of that. That was a cue shot right off the end of the bat.
Mike, I don't know why you don't do that because you've got your top of your order coming up next.
Yeah, I would definitely have the bunt on here.
You got to get him to third base.
I mean, this is your number 9 hitter.
First baseman's in, ball hit to him. He's going to make the play at third.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 got him. Benedict with a huge strikeout there. Keeps the runner at second. Second time St. Pierre is fanned. Here's the top of the order, Edison Sleeper.
Boy, I don't know about that, Mike. You've got to get that runner to third base somehow, some way.
Sleeper called out on strikes on a walk. 0 for 1. Runner at second, a run in, though. Couple of errors committed here by Cony in the 5th, and it's 1-0 Caribou. What an upset this would be.
Bad errors, too.
Yeah, not pretty. Here's Sleeper. Runner at second. He shows bunt. Pulls it back. That may have just been a ploy on his part. Ball 1.
Third baseman did not charge. That means Benedict's got to get hard off the mound. I'd push it there.
1 ball, no strikes. Benedict ready. Long look, and he's going to step off. Runner did not move at second base. Benedict steps off. Lindquist a little bit of a bird dog at shortstop. The set. The 1-ball pitch. The bunt is on. The pitch is low and away. And it is ball 2. 2-0.
Cony catcher turned around and asked where that was. Trent Hayward thought that was a strike.
Look good. 2 balls, no strikes with a runner on second. And a run in. It's 1-0 Caribou. 2-0, 3-0. Ball squirts away. Hayward gets over there, and the runner at second does not advance. St. Pierre playing it close to the vest, and it's 3-0.
With that dust that came up with the balls in the dirt, Bryce St. Pierre couldn't see the ball.
Yeah.
Couldn't take off.
Had the pitcher to look through as well.
Yeah.
3 balls, no strikes.
As the wind is just whipping.
27 miles an hour. The 3-0, he takes a strike, and it's 3-1. Strange strategy here. The number 9 hitter you let swing away. The leadoff hitter, you've got the bunt on.
It certainly is, Mike.
3 balls, 1 strike. Runner at second is Bryce St. Pierre. The set by Benedict. The pitch, bunt off, called strike, 3-2. On deck is Braden Brescia, who has struck out twice. Benedict back even after being down 3-0. The set by Jordan. Long look into Hayward. Still looking in. Now gets the one he wants to the set and steps off. You had a feeling that was coming.
He's just not comfortable.
It's already been a mound visit, so if there's another one, he's done. 3-2. On Edison Sleeper, the set by Benedict. The pitch. Low, ball 4, lost him, and he is laboring. Ball at the feet of the umpire. Hayward able to find it.
Tough call for Donnie Plord now. He's looking down to the bullpen. He needs something to make up his mind right now. Tough time for a coach.
Just 1 out. Here is Braden Brescia, the shortstop, has been called out on strikes and struck out swinging. First and second with 1 out, a run in thanks to a couple of errors. It is 1-0 Caribou.
I'd bunt this kid for sure.
Yeah, he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He's
first baseman's back.
Struggled. Bunt is on. It's down. Picked up there by Benedict. He throws to first. They get the out there. Successful sacrifice bunt by Brescia. Gets the runners to second and third, but remember, 2 outs.
Now, again, Mike, you can't go back, but that was a difficult strategy.
Difficult, yeah. It doesn't make sense.
I mean,
and here's Don Plord out, and that's going to be it for Benedict. Yeah, John, to be perfectly candid and frank, it doesn't make sense. You have the number 9 hitter up who now has struck out twice in this ballgame. You did not bunt him. You let him swing away. Then you go to the top of the order to Sleeper, and Sleeper's the leadoff hitter. You figure he must be a decent hitter, and you had the bunt on.
Yeah.
He did reach on a walk. Yeah. So that's not it for Benedict?
No,
wow.
you get 2 free in an inning.
So the second one doesn't result in a pitching change?
No, that's pro rules.
Okay, all right, sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
Third in a game. Yeah.
So this is Benedict's inning here. as he now gets ready to face Matt Pelletier. Pelletier's reached on an air fly to center 0 for 2.
Mike, he's thrown a ton of pitches.
This
too.
inning he has. They're not keeping the pitch count on the board. They have that as a placeholder on the board, swinging a foul back, but they're not keeping pitches. 0-1 to Pelletier.
Now, Pelletier's put the ball in play twice now. He's their go-to person. They need a big hit from
the way
him.
Cony's thrown it around today, that's what you want to do.
Yeah, just put the ball in play.
0-1. Fouled. It would have come back here, hit the top of the screen.
Mike, I'll protect you.
0-2. I'm sure of that, John. You are
All
a man
over
who
it.
has a 340 career batting average at the University of Maine.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about my defense, though.
0-2. Were you a Gold Glove outfielder?
I was all right.
I'm sure you were a pretty good outfielder. 0-2. 2 outs. Second and third. A run in. Here he goes again.
Ooh.
And again, Jordan Benedict, all you have to do is get the hitter out. You've got an 0-2 count, John. 0-2.
I'm going to bring you back next year as a pitching coach for some high school team.
0-2.
I'd like to see that.
That would never happen. It would not work.
You certainly wouldn't throw over to first.
Matt Pelletier.
And you'd balk
waiting in 0-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul. That's going to make it out of play, and it'll stay at 0-2. I would have certain rules, I can tell you this, about throwing to bases.
You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it.
Just something that defies logic to me. 0-2.
Pelletier doing what he can to hang in here.
The set by Jordan Benedict. Here's the pitch. Swing and a ground ball to third. Fielded there by Perry. Throws to first. Gets him. So Benedict minimizes the damage after the errors result in a run and keeps it at just 1 run in the inning. So Caribou, talk about manufacturing a run. They get a run. There was actually no base hits. I thought they had a base hit.
They did.
They did? Who
Yep.
had the? That was
Plord.
Plord.
Yep.
Plord had the base hit leading off the inning, so they get a run on 1 hit. There were 2 errors in the inning and 2 big stranded runners on base. So we have finished 4.5. Caribou has jumped in front. The score: Caribou Vikings 1, Cony Rams nothing. It's live coverage of playoff baseball on The Score.
Discover the printing experience you've been searching for at SBS Carbon Copy on 54 Main Street in Waterville. Tired of getting lost in big box stores? Whether you need unique business cards or large format printing up to 44 inches wide, customized invitations that scream you, we've got it all. Our team is here to print, copy, or scan with a smile. Fast, affordable, and with a touch of personality. Don't settle for ordinary. Dash over to mainprintingservices.com where printing's personal, not puzzling.
There's money in your unwanted metal. Clark Scrap Metals pays top dollar for any cars, trucks, or scrap metal that you want to get rid of. Stop over, we'll weigh it and give you a check. Got a big job that needs a major cleanup? We'll drop off and pick up 1 or more of our roll-off containers for residential or commercial work. And at Clark's, we crush cars. We travel statewide and offer fair prices. Locally owned for 3 generations, no one knows scrap metal like Clark's. In Chelsea, Hollowell, and Jay. Online at clarkscrapmetals.com.
The Cony Rams ready to hit here in the bottom of the 5th inning here at Morton Field in Augusta, trailing now 1-0, and they are down to 9 outs.
9-1-2 for the Cony Rams, and it was 2 innings ago that this part of the order juiced it up and had 2 singles and runners in scoring position, but they couldn't do a thing with it.
Fry got him started with a leadoff walk. Here is Fry. The right fielder, number 9 hitter.
At the first hit of the game in the 3rd inning.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It was a base hit. I can't read my own writing.
Oh, you haven't got your new scorebook.
No, I'm done with my new scorebook. Wow, strike 1.
I know. I'll tell you, he's getting every inch of that plate and then some.
The Bob Carpenter scorebook will never be used again.
Oh, goodness.
That's the worst $30 I've ever spent. That one is wide. 1 ball, 1 strike on Fry, again, who led off the 3rd with a base hit to right.
Dylan is just living on the outside corner.
A ball and a strike to Fry, leading it off here in the bottom of the 5th. It's 1-0 Caribou. Big curveball fouled over us and out of play as the Vikings get an unearned run In the top of the 5th inning, could have had more, but
yeah.
Benedict minimized the damage. A couple of stranded runners. 1-0 Caribou here, bottom of the 5th.
Very strange game.
Dillon deals. Curve, stays outside.
Mike, that was a tippy-up. We saw that in the softball game the other day.
I knew you were going to have a tippy-up reference for us.
That was it.
That was a baseball tippy-up right there.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. Chop to second base, picked up there by St. Pierre. Flips it to first, 1 out.
I'll tell you what, the Vikings are doing everything they need to do, Mike, and doing it well.
So Fry rolls out to second, 1 out. Here's Parker Moore, and Parker has fly to right, single to left center, stole a base, stranded there.
This is the catalyst. This is the boy that can bring the Rams back.
Yep, and the outfield, they're deep in right,
Not
and
in
the center fielder's got to get back. Sleeper. The wind has died down. Morin can hit it. He can hit it 400 feet, believe me.
Absolutely.
That's ball 1. I've seen him do it.
He'll be crossing home plate when the center fielder finally gets to the ball.
Yeah,
at that
if he would have hit
position.
one by him to the wall, he could circle the bases. He's got the speed to do it. 1 ball, no strikes on Parker. Inside corner for a strike.
Wow.
1 ball, 1 strike. Parker didn't think so.
No.
Step back a little bewildered there. 1-1. Chops that one to third. The third baseman backs up. St. Pierre, long throw, got him. That's one heck of a play by Chandler St. Pierre. He backed up on it, which you shouldn't do.
No.
But he backed up on it, even with his speedy Moore, and he got him. 2 outs.
That's the play of the game right there. The impact of getting Morin at this situation.
Yeah.
Play of the game.
Yeah, given the circumstances, the Plord catch in foul ground was good, but given the circumstances, this play is more important.
Yeah, you have to have that to win.
2 outs now, nobody on, and here is, this must be a pinch hitter. It's number 7. What was that, Ashley? Wyatt McKinney, thank you very much. So Ashley says it's Wyatt McKinney pinch hitting for Noyes.
We'll go with that.
That's a strike. It's 0-2.
And Noyes had no luck before. So
no, he had struck out twice, swinging and looking.
And McKinney's having a hard time right now.
Yep, Wyatt's in the hole here. 0-2 pinch hitter, 2 outs, nobody on. Little chopper. They better hope it goes foul, and it does.
It will.
0-2 as Pelletier got out there and got on it before it kicked back fair. So back to the batter's box. Wyatt Henderson. 2 strikes on the Cony pinch hitter. Bottom of the 5th, the Rams are down 1-0. Bryce Dillon dealing the crafty left-hander. Trying to finish off Henderson, the pinch hitter, and pitch 5 scoreless innings. The 0-2. Looked at it. It's low and away. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. If he were to reach, Trent Hayward, the catcher, on deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dillon the sign from Pelletier. Here it is. A chopper. Tough play. Second baseman comes in. Shortstop comes in. The throw is not in time. An infield single for Henderson. He is on.
You know,
the tying run is at first for Trent Hayward.
And there's going to be a pinch runner now, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see this be the designated stolen base player. And it is.
That is Riley Artkop. So Artkop will run it first. And at the plate, Trent Hayward. Trent today has walked and struck out. Tying run at first. Let's keep an eye on Artkop. Again, the lefty keeping him close. Not much of a lead. Ball 1 to Trent Hayward. Tough man to run against.
Yeah, you're going to need more lead than that.
Yep, kids don't see lefties very much when they're on the bases either.
And I think this one, he's got a good one.
Doesn't go. Swung on and missed by Hayward. Weak swing there. 1 ball, 1 strike on Trent.
You know, lefties either having a great move or just average. There's
but
nothing
still
in
the
between.
fact that they're lefties can.
Well, you're looking at the runner.
Doesn't go. Pitch is inside. Almost hit him. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And you got to let that hit you. You just have to be.
We've talked about that. About several hitters in this game.
You've got to get hit by that ball.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Goodness.
Pitches upstairs. 3-1 now on Trent Hayward. Drew Lindquist on deck, the shortstop.
Digging a hole right here.
3-1. Dillon got the first 2 easily on a ground ball to second and a ground ball to first. There's a ground ball down the line and left. That's a fair ball. St. Pierre in with it on the ground down there to left field, and it's 2 on with 2 outs now for Drew Lindquist.
And the Vikings are going to get a timeout, going to come out and talk about this.
Yep, Josh Dillon wants to talk about it with Bryce Dillon. So time is called. We'll have a meeting of the minds as the infield comes in. So let's recap everything right now. Brought to you by 201 Service in Skowhegan, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Caribou Vikings scratched a run across in the top of the 5th, an unearned run, couple of errors. They had a base hit, and they scratched a run across to lead it 1-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. First 2 retired, and then an infield hit to second, and then a bounding ball down by the third baseman. And so we have runners on first and second with 2 outs.
How big was the play to get Morin at first base?
Huge. Here's Lindquist, who was fouled to third and flied to left. He's put it in play twice. Lefty on lefty. Wide on a curveball, ball 1.
Dillon's getting tired.
1 ball, no strikes. You can see after he caught that throw back from the catcher, very, very slow walk back to the rubber. The 1-0. Curve is in there. Hit to right center field. Center fielder drifts over. Sleeper makes the catch.
Wow.
And another inning where Bryce Dillon wiggles out of a jam. 2 outs, nobody on. He gives up 2 base hits, but then he gets a fly ball to center field off the bat of Lindquist, and the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We've played 5.5 innings here. We played 5 full innings here in Augusta. Score at the end of 5. Caribou 1, Cony 0. It's live coverage of playoff baseball on Sports Radio 1160, WSKW, The Score, at CentralMainSports.com.
My dad's a real hero. Not like a superhero or anything. More like a regular dad kind of hero. 'Cause every weekend, even when the weather's bad and it's super snowy, he always gets us there safe.
They don't know how you do it. All they know is that you care.
See Skowhegan Tire Center. They beat any price. Route 201, Skowhegan.
Today's game brought to you by our friends at Central Maine Community College in Auburn. More than just a community college, with more than 40 academic degrees and certificates to choose from. One of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Just go to cmcc.edu for more. Your future starts now at CMCC. Jordan Benedict still out there as he begins his 6th inning of work here, giving up a run last inning with a couple of errors mixed in. He's thus far given up 1 hit in this ballgame, and yet he is behind 1-0.
You got to have everything go right in a 1-8 matchup, and right now it's playing well for Caribou.
Here's Bryce Dillon, who made the last out last inning for Caribou on that ground ball to third. Here's the pitch by Benedict. Popped up, could be a play, and no, right near the dugout, a sliding attempt there by Hayward, but really no chance, 1 strike. I thought it was Dillon who made the last out.
Let's see here. Nope, Pelletier 5-3.
Okay, my bad.
It's that scorebook, Mike. You got used to a nice scorebook.
No, I hate that scorebook.
We got some warm-up action.
If I had a fireplace, I'd burn it.
We got some warm-up action for the Vikings.
So Dillon down to the count, 0-1. That is number 17. Get a name on him in a second. Benedict with one strike here on Dillon. The 0-1. Inside pitch is fouled off on the ground. 0-2. So warming up at the bullpen, Chandler, St. Peter. Of course it's St. Peter or St. Pierre.
Anybody looking at these scorecards are going to think the same kid pitches every game.
I know. Jordan Benedict up in the count here. 0-2 on Dillon. Big righty sets. Here it is. Outside in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck is Dawson St. Pierre.
I dare say the Vikings have nearly as many people sitting in the stands, Mike.
Yeah.
As the Rams.
They traveled well.
Wow.
Might as well make a day of it, huh? When you're coming from Caribou, you do got him. Called strike 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 strikeouts?
10.
All righty. Double-digit strikeouts for Benedict, yet he's behind. Here's Dawson St. Pierre, the left fielder, struck out swinging and walked. 1-0 Caribou here in the top of the 6th. Curve outside off the glove of Hayward. 1 ball, no strikes. The wind actually affected that pitch.
You know, the lower part of the order for the Vikings have been the problem.
The 1-0 takes a strike. That was a breaking ball, too. 1 ball, 1 strike. Chandler St. Peter is on deck.
Boy, both pitchers have done a great job keeping the ball low and away.
St. Peter was the one warming up in the bullpen.
Right
swing and a miss, very weak swing there. It's 1-2.
Right there. They can't cover the outside plate.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Caribou 1, Cony 0. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 11 strikeouts now for Jordan Benedict. 2 outs. Here is Chandler St. Peter. St. Peter struck out twice. He's 2 of the 11. He was called out in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 4th.
11 strikeouts, only 1 hit, but he's losing.
He's losing.
Baseball is a funny game.
It is. Joe Garagiola wrote a book with that very title. Swing and a foul, strike 1. 0-1.
Yep.
That's on the corner. Fastball poured right over. 0-2 on deck if St. Peter can reach his Nick Plourd. 0-2, Benedict. Fires in the dirt. Hayward with a good stop. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Reach back for a little bit extra on that one. Doesn't seem like the tank is empty, though.
Oh, he's throwing good.
Yeah, he is. A little bit of problem in that 4th, 5th.
The run came across in the 5th, and it was Plourd here on deck who scored it. The 1-2 by Benedict. Little bouncer. This is going to be a tough play. Benedict, great play. He'll go to the bag himself, run there and tag the bag. That is 1 unassisted and a rocking chair inning for Jordan Benedict. No runs, no hits, no errors. He struck out 2, nobody left. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Caribou 1, Cony 0. It's live coverage of playoff baseball, Class B North style, on The Score.
It's that moment when everything comes to a halt.
Mom, is everything okay?
It's okay. We can call for some help.
And what you need most is someone you can trust.
201 Service, this is Brandon speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, yeah, my car just broke down. I think I need some help.
At 201 Service, we know it's more than just about fixing what's broken. It's about being there when it matters most.
Not to worry, ma'am. We have your location, and help is already on its way.
Don't worry, honey. Help's on the way.
Okay, Mom.
Wherever you are, whatever the time, you can count on us to be there. Because in those uncertain moments, knowing you're not alone makes all the difference. 201 Service, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984.
Well, all of a sudden, this game has gotten a little bit more interesting because there has been a pitching change for the Caribou Vikings. Bryce Dillon, after 5 scoreless innings, has been pulled out of this ball game, and into the ball game to pitch now is Chandler St. Peter, a right-hander, a big right-hander. He is going to try to finish this off as Cony has 6 outs left to work with, down 1-0.
And with crafty pitchers, Mike, which Dillon certainly was, throwing soft pitches and lollipop curveballs. You come in with a hard thrower, and sometimes it takes one time around to get used to him.
So St. Peter was at third. He comes on the pitch. Dylan is out of the game. We have a new third baseman. We'll try to pick that up when we can grab a number. So St. Peter finishing his warm-up pitches. He did warm up briefly in the bullpen behind the first base dugout. Number 3?
Yeah.
All right, number 3 is the third baseman now.
Yeah.
For the Caribou Vikings, and that is Nick Plord. And Plord actually was in the ballgame at first, so Dylan has gone to first.
Yeah.
So Bryce Dillon is now at first. Here's the changes being announced. And Nick Plord goes to third from first.
Well,
so
yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Chandler St. Peter, 6 outs, trying to finish this off. A tough spot for this kid to come into after a brilliant performance by Brooke Dillon. And St. Peter is, get a load of this, a freshman.
Whoa!
He's a big freshman, but he's a freshman.
About 2 innings ago, Mike, we were talking about momentum changing and sitting on the Vikings bench. It's sitting there very comfortably right now.
1-0 Caribou. Landon Perry to lead it off. He is lined to right, grounded to second. New pitcher, Chandler St. Peter, a freshman. Here's his first pitch. High off the glove of his catcher, Pelletier. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, he's either going to be a hero or a goat in Caribou.
Well, I don't want to put the goat horns on a 14-year-old kid. 1 ball, no strikes. So Dylan not able to finish what he started. He pitched magnificently. Swing and a miss. That was a good fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Oh, this kid's a big
It's
kid.
a real different look, isn't he, though? A real different look here from Chandler St. Peter.
They've seen soft, and softer.
Curve and fouled off. Did that hit the catcher's helmet?
It hit the umpire.
Okay, off the ump.
Yeah.
So umpire Billy Brooks.
Catcher's turning around, making sure he's all right.
Takes a piece of that. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Telling him something. We need you back here. Sure.
1-2. Here's the deal. High. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So it's Perry, Spellman, and Boston. 5, 6, 7. And nobody's done anything today. They have not hit. That is high.
Good take.
3-2.
You can't put this runner on.
1, 2, 3 hits for Cony today. The pitch. He did. He walked the leadoff man. So Perry draws a walk. An ominous beginning for the kid St. Peter. As he walks the first man he faces, that's the tying run at first. Here's Jack Spellman. Spellman has popped to second and fouled to first. That was that great play by Nick Plord down the first base line.
Momentum just stood up and is thinking about walking over to the Cony dugout.
I agree. Now, what do you do if you're Don Plord with Spellman, who has put it in play twice, but really is not much of a hitter?
You've got to play for 1 run now.
Yeah, you got to tie this ball game up.
Yeah, your lower part of the order, you'll let the top part of the order win the game next inning. But you've got to tie it this inning.
All right, so a conference. Spellman and Don Plord talk, infield talks with the kid St. Peter. Got to throw strikes here.
Now, all these hitters have hit the ball towards the right field line. Center fielder is now straight away.
St. Peter, the bunt is on.
Watch the change.
Gets it down. St. Peter off the mound.
Good job.
Wisely goes to first. They get the out there. The kid did a nice job. That was the play to make. It's 1-3. Spellman with a successful sacrifice bunt. And to second, the tying run is Landon Berry for Matt Boston. Matt has walked twice today.
Yep.
He's gotten on.
Good job by the Vikings to get the out. How many times lately have we seen try to throw to third, try to throw to second?
No panic in the kid.
And leads into a big inning.
Yep, no panic in the kid. Get an out when you can. So here's Boston, 2 walks today.
Infield needs to play back.
In at first, right near the bag at third. That one's high, ball 1, and right now the kid is having a hard time throwing strikes.
Yeah, they're trying to time up his fastball and looking for a strike.
1 ball, no strikes on Matt Boston. Tying run at second, 1-0 Caribou in the 6th. That's popped up. second base way.
Tough play.
St. Pierre over, and the wind takes it, and he makes the catch right near first base, about 10 feet away from the bag, 2 outs.
How big a play is that?
So a pop out induced by St. Peter. And here's Lance Terrio. Lance Terrio has been called out on strikes and grounded to third. Tying run at second. Cony down to 4 outs. They trail 1-0. This would be a monumental upset. St. Peter deals and misses, ball 1.
They wanted that one.
Yeah. That's been a strike a couple of times today.
Yeah. Job by the umpire. Reckon catcher's got some dirt in his eyes, and he's going to take time to brush the plate, but don't do it because it's going to go right back into his eyes.
You want to let him get out of there.
Yeah. This umpire doesn't do it with his brush. He does it with his shoe.
He's a shoe guy.
He is a shoe guy.
All right. Plate looks pretty clean from here.
Yeah.
1 ball, no strikes.
Just needs to do it right time.
Lance Terrio 0 for 2. The 1-0, up and in, 2-0. On deck is Fry, the 9-hitter. Actually got a base hit today. 2-0. Chandler, St. Peter. Pitches. Misses. 3-0.
Whoa. Yeah,
He is struggling. He's been put in a spot for a freshman to protect a 1-0 lead. Here's the 3-0, and he does throw a strike in there. Pours it over the outside corner, 3-1. Terrio again 0 for 2. Called out looking, grounded to third. St. Peter. That is popped into right center field. Cruising over is Sleeper, and he makes the catch. That was a good play by Edison Sleeper out there. The ball fading away from him with the wind, and he got over there and made the play. And the freshman pitcher comes in, gets into a little bit of a jam with a leadoff walk, but strands the runner at second base. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We go. Whew.
Good catch, Mike.
Man, that was close. My computer almost blew away with that 27-mile-an-hour gust. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, as I was about to say. The score, Caribou 1 and Cony 0. It's live coverage of playoff baseball on The Score.
At Haight Chevrolet in Skowhegan, our family is here for your family. And our family has been providing affordable, reliable transportation to families in central and western Maine for 113 years. You don't have that kind of longevity in the car business without building strong, trusting relationships with customers from one generation to the next. Whether you're looking for new or pre-owned, financing, or special incentives, your shopping experience is always stress-free at Haight Chevy. Haight Chevrolet on Madison Avenue as you turn into Skowhegan. You'll also find the Haight family of dealerships in Madison and Farmington.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
So we had a pitching change in the top half of this inning, and we have a pitching change here in the bottom half of the 6th inning because Max Tibbetts has come on for Jordan Benedict, who pitched brilliantly in striking out 11, but is somehow behind 1-0. So Tibbetts is on, and Benedict is out.
Well, if you're the Caribou Vikings, it's a 0-0 game right now, Mike, and you need to plate 1 run in this 7th inning.
Here is Nick Plord to lead it off.
He's been the catalyst. He scored the first and only run.
Plord facing the left-hander Tibbetts takes ball 1. Plord today has reached on an error and then walked and scored the only run in this game. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-0 Caribou. We are in the 6th inning. Excuse me, we're in the 7th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cony down to 3 outs. There's
Trouble.
one looped into left. That is trouble. I can't see. It's foul. I can see the umpire.
Yep.
And it is a foul ball. And that is a lucky break there for the Cony Rams.
That's a hard call for the plate umpire. With 3 umpires, you've got the third base guy going out there. That's a help.
So the count 1-2. We are on the top of the 7th. Cony down 1-0. It's going to take a rally for the Rams, the number 1 seed in this tournament, to move on. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him.
High heat.
So Tibbet strikes out the first man he faces. 1 up, 1 out. Here is Bryce St. Pierre. St. Pierre has been on twice. He has reached on the fielder's choice and reached on an error by Lindquist at shortstop when he had a ground ball that he fielded with a runner on first, and he went to second and threw it away. Strike 1. 1 strike for Cony. It will be 9-1-2 in the 7th inning. That's hit in the air foul. It'll be 9-1-2, so they'll have Fry leading off, who does have a base hit today.
Yeah.
And then Morin and I'm assuming Anderson Noyes will come back and hit, but who knows?
That'll be the 3rd time they've started with a 9-hitter.
0-2 gone. Strike 3 swinging. So 2 at-bats against Tibbets and 2 strikeouts. So 2 up, 2 out. Here is Carter St. Pierre, the DH, who, guess what, has struck out twice. 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Max Tibbets, and the plate again dirty. He's using the brush.
Yeah.
The broom is out. All right, Tibbetts back on top. 2 outs, nobody on. 1-0 Caribou. Outside corner for
all
strike.
Day. All day.
0-1. Couldn't have hit that with a boat paddle. No balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss.
As the umpire would tell you, son, you got to take that to right field.
Great response. No balls, 2 strikes. Tibbets dealing, and he grabs the outside corner. Strike 3. All he does is come on and strike out the side.
And son, you've got to take that to right field.
Nothing across for Caribou in the 7th. It is last call for the Cony Rams. They have 9-1-2 due to tie it. The scores, we go to the bottom of the 7th. Caribou 1, Cony nothing. It's live coverage of high school playoff baseball on The Score.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
It's like this every winter. When the temperature drops below 45, my palms sweat and I get really anxious.
It's not your fault. You're suffering from seasonal winter driving disorder. 3 and 4 drivers suffer from SWUDs because they have all-season tires. They aren't designed for wintry weather. Luckily, there's a remedy. Take 4, call me in the morning.
Visit NokianTires.com/remedy for the cure.
Is this a prescription for tires?
201 Tire Battery and Service, Riverside Drive, Vassalboro.
So a freshman will try to close out this ball game for the Caribou Vikings. This is Chandler St. Pierre, who pitched a scoreless 6th inning, although it got a little bit interesting. The tying run made it to second base after a leadoff walk. So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Cony needing 1 to tie. It is David Fry, the 9-hitter. Then top of the order, Parker Morin, and then the Anderson Noyes slot, and Noyes is out there swinging a bat, so he's going to hit. So it's 9-1-2, and John, a tremendous amount of pressure on this Cony team. The number 1 seed rolled through a 14-2 regular season here against a team that had to win a prelim game in order to get here.
No question, Mike. I think they've been trying to force the issue all day, but equally as much of pressure on the Caribou pitcher, who is only a freshman, as you've said, Mike. And, you know, don't be surprised if we hear from Bryce Dillon again as a pitcher, particularly if Fry gets on base.
All right, Fry today out of the 9-hole has singled, made it to second on a pass ball, and he is grounded to second. So he's 1 out of 2. 9-1-2 against Chandler St. Peter.
St. Peter throws the kind of pitch Morin wants.
Well, he's going to get a chance. He's up next. St. Peter to Fry.
Nice
pitch
pitch.
number 1, a softie in there for a strike. What's that?
Tippy up.
That's a tippy up. 1 strike on Fry takes a tippy up from Chandler St. Peter. Seriously, the first time I've ever heard that used was the other day in the Lawrence Caribou softball game. Strike 2. Another tippy up. I'm going to write that down.
Yeah.
Is that 2 words?
It's 2 P's.
Yeah, I know. Tippy, but tippy then up.
I don't know.
Tippy space up.
I haven't gone to Merriam.
Right. It's a phrase.
Dictionary yet.
We'll use it. It's a phrase, not a word.
Okay.
Tippy up.
All right.
0-2. 2 tippy ups from Chandler St. Peter. Another one, and it's hit the left field, and it's a base hit.
It's over.
Fry, a leadoff single. They throw the ball away. Oh, he made a base running mistake. Fry is tagged out by Dillon. Fry runs into an out. He led the inning off with a single. Then he got caught in no man's land between first and second, and he was tagged out by Bryce Dillon.
Well,
goodness.
A poor play by the left fielder to throw it away ends up in a gold mine for the Vikings.
Wow. 1 out, nobody on for Parker Morin. That is upstairs for ball 1. Parker today is fly to right, single to left, and grounded to third. A great play by Plourd.
Morin's looking to juice it.
1 ball, no strikes. He certainly is capable of going over the boards. 2-0. Don't put him on. I'd rather give up a home run seriously than put him on.
No, he's on second if you put him on.
2 balls, no strikes.
Oh,
held
goodness.
back 3-0.
Oh, goodness.
Wow.
Oh, goodness.
And St. Peter wanted that one.
Yeah, well, he needed that one, and that looks
3 balls, no strikes. Morin takes a strike, a high strike at the letters, 3-1. On deck, Anderson Noyes, who was hit 4 last time. It's righty on lefty now, though. High ball 4. Tying run is on.
And he'll be on second very shortly.
You know Morin is going to run.
Absolutely.
Noyes is going to take some pitches here. All right, Noyes up twice, struck out and struck out. Swinging and looking.
Now, Coach Plourd likes to give hitters 1 swing before putting runners into motion.
Morin can fly at first. Got a decent lead. Doesn't go. Pitches a strike. Nothing in 1.
Okay, now he's gone.
So Noyes gets a look at a strike. 0-1. Parker Morin.
Big lead.
Big lead now at first.
He's got 1 more step than normal.
St. Peter looking at him. Doesn't go. Bunt is on. Down the third base line. It slows down the throw to first. No! It's not in time. What a great bunt by Anderson Noyes. It slowed down big time in the grass. And as soon as it did, you knew it was going to be a base hit. So the tying run is at second. The winning run is at first.
Well, the Vikings have their infield back, and the third baseman particularly is back to cut off the double. Great bunt.
So 2 on, 1 out, and here's Trent Hayward. Hayward today has walked, struck out, and singled. The tying run at second, the winning run at first with 1 out.
I'm surprised they don't bring back in the starting pitcher.
A walk and a bunt single. This has been a crazy game. Teams having a hard time getting the ball out of the infield. 1 ball, no strikes as Hayward takes a ball. What do we got? A total of 4 hits in this game?
We've got 5 hits.
5 hits in this game. Check swing, but it's in there for a strike, 1-1.
Make it 7, Mike.
All right, 7 hits total?
Those 2 this inning. Make it 7.
1 ball, 1 strike. Winning run at first, they go! The pitch is dropped. Not they go, he went. That was Parker Morin who went to third. The runner at first held.
Wow.
So Morin steals third. The tying run is a sacrifice fly away.
That was almost interference on the hitter. I'm glad it wasn't called, but that batter interfered with the catcher.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Wow.
St. Peter in a big-time jam. A freshman sets. Pitches. The runner dancing between first and second wants a throw. They'll just let him go. So the force off at second. Runners at second and third now with a 3-1 count.
In this situation, you put the runner on with Morin at third so you can get him out at the plate at
That's
a
what I
force.
would do. You also
Absolutely.
got a 3-1 count.
Absolutely.
I would intentionally walk him, not throw him a pitch.
I'd bring Morin back in, too.
Pitch is outside ball. Isn't that ball 4?
Thought so. Yep.
All right. Now that that's been decided.
He wants to hit.
Hayward walks, and they are loaded.
Yep.
This game has taken a dramatic turn for the worse for the Caribou Vikings. Here's Drew Lindquist, who was fouled to third, flied to left, and flied to center.
Yeah,
and now time called, and Josh Dillon is out.
You're going to bring Morin back in.
You mean Dillon?
Dillon, I'm sorry. Yeah, Dillon back in this game. I'm surprised that he waited this long.
So lefty on lefty. So it looks like Bryce is going to come back in.
Well, I don't know. That's my feeling. I would have brought him back in early.
So we began the inning. It was 1-0 Caribou. It still is. But with one out and the bases loaded, it's going to take one heck of a Houdini act to get out of this for the Caribou Vikings and win this ballgame.
Goat or villain?
So it's not going to be Dillon.
No.
He's not coming in.
Goat or villain is what this pitcher is going to be.
Oh, wait a minute. Did they change the pitcher? They did. This is a new pitcher. Yep. All right, so let's get a number here.
Yeah.
That is number 6. So they do change pitchers. So it is not Bryce Dillon. It is Bryce St. Pierre.
Of course. Saint something.
Yep. So Bryce St. Pierre, talk about coming into a spot.
Yeah.
So St. Pierre will come in from second base and try to get out of this jam. Bases loaded with one out. Caribou hanging on by the skin of their teeth to a 1-0 lead in what has been an interesting game, no question about that, but a game that we did not expect.
No, we did not. And, of course, the Rams, no runs now. How do you play this if you're the Vikings? Are you giving them a run trying to turn 2 up the middle? Are you going to bring the infield in and make a 300 hitter a 400 hitter?
I'm going to play the infield right on the edge of the grass.
You're bringing him in.
I'm going to bring him in not too far, and I am going to the plate if there's a ground ball to me. I am not in any way trying to get 2 here.
So, Cony, the Vikings are going for the tie by trying to cut the runner off at the plate.
You've got the third baseman in at third. They are a double play depth at second and short.
Yeah.
And the first baseman is a couple of steps behind the skin of the infield.
He's confident up the middle. Corners are going to come to the plate.
Lindquist is 0 for 3.
Uh-oh.
First pitch is off the catcher. We've got a tie game. No, it's a foul ball, or did it hit him?
It hit him.
It hit him. Okay. That's a dead ball, and it brings in the tying run on a hit batsman. So the first hitter that St. Pierre faces, he hits. And it is an RBI for Lindquist. And we are tied up. Wow.
Yep.
How long we stay tied is the next question. The first pitch there to Landon Perry is nowhere near the plate. Ball 1.
It's going to be a long trip home for the Vikings.
Yeah. Perry has lined to left, grounded to second, and walked. Time is called. All you really feel like you have to do here is at least put it in play.
Yeah. I'm not quite so sure this kid can throw a strike.
Well,
he's so nervous out there in this situation.
Yeah, I might have left St. Peter in. Here's the pitch. Still can't throw one.
No.
It's 2-0. Nowhere to put him. If you walk him, the game is over. It would truly be in a walk-off win. Nowhere close, 3-0. So I think Landon Perry has got the take sign.
I think for the next half hour he's got it.
All right, Bryce St. Pierre needs to throw a striker. It's over. Cannot. It's over. A bases-loaded walk, and the Cony Rams survive.
Yep.
They come back and manufacture, and I mean manufacture, 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Final score in this one, the Cony Rams live to play another day. Cony 2 and Caribou 1. We'll come back with our postgame show next on The Score.
Wow.
Whether you're looking to buy, build, or refinance your home, at Skowhegan Savings, we make buying your home a personalized experience. Our team of local community bankers are available on your time to help you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to closing your loan. We have a variety of mortgage terms to fit your needs and a biweekly payment option that can save you time and money off your loan. We also won't sell your loan, so your loan stays local with us. Contact one of our community bankers or apply online at skowhegan.com to start your home buying journey today.
Looking for a way to heat your home while staying within your budget? A home heating loan from Connected Credit Union is the perfect solution. We've got you covered with an affordable way to keep warm this winter. Maybe you're thinking of purchasing a heating and cooling system or replacing your windows. Making your home more energy efficient isn't just an investment in your home, it's an investment in your lifestyle. Contact our loan team for more details or apply online at connectedcreditunion.org. Get connected, stay connected. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Membership eligibility required.
Casella Waste. You see their trucks everywhere all the time. That's because they're out taking care of customers like you. Roll-off dumpsters, they've got them 15 to 50 yards. And they're in your neighborhood picking up the trash so you don't have to worry about it. Weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly from 2 to 10 yards. Casella Waste will also deliver portable toilets when and where you need them. And they offer septic services. Call to learn more about Casella Waste. 872-8257, 872-8257 for Casella Waste.
Mike Violet, John Coughlin back here post-game after a wild game here at Morton Field in Augusta. The Cony Rams get 2 runs, manufacture, and I mean manufacture runs like you've never manufactured runs before. They get 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning and win this one by a final of 2-1. The final line score brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner. Find them online, hammondlumber.com. Here is the final line score for Cony. 2 runs, 6 hits. Doesn't seem like it, but they got 6 hits. 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. They left 8. And for Caribou, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and they left 5. A tough, tough loss for Caribou. They were 3 outs away from having 1 happy bus ride back to Caribou. But in the 7th inning, the kid, Chandler St. Pierre, just didn't have the ability to throw enough strikes, but then you bring in Bryce St. Pierre. It was Chandler St. Peter. Excuse me, I've got my St. Peter's and St. Pierre's mixed up. So Chandler St. Peter could not get the second and the third out, and the third out. Then was there 1 out when the winning run scored, or 2 outs?
There were no outs.
No outs? I thought they had 1 out.
There were no outs.
All right, so no outs when the winning run scored. So neither pitcher could get an out, but Chandler St. Peter couldn't finish it off after he got out of a jam in the 6th inning, got it down to needing 3 outs. But in that 7th inning, Bryce St. Pierre came on and threw 4 pitches, and none of them were even close, and he walked in the winning run.
Yeah, tough day for the Vikings.
So you lose on a wild pitch and a bases-loaded walk.
Yeah, I mean, your inability to throw strikes is what lost you the game, and Cony was going to win no matter how they scored in that inning. The Vikings did what they had to do. Baseball is a strange game. Soft curveballs set the Rams back on their heels. And when the pitcher went out, they livened up their bats because they love fastballs.
And Jordan Benedict pitched a brilliant game for the Cony Rams. Of the 14 strikeouts that Cony pitchers got today, let's see how many he had.
He had 11.
So 11 of the 14 strikeouts, and he was in complete control all game long. We saw pitchers warm up down in the bullpen, but it wasn't because they were coming in. It was just to throw, and that was it. But Benedict was in complete control, and I think all game was just waiting for his team to bust out. And I guess a bust out is defined as what they got in the 7th inning.
Yeah, and we kept waiting for that to happen, But the pitcher, Dylan, for the Vikings, he wasn't going to allow that. His soft tippy-ups really stood the Rams on their tail. But, Mike, I am surprised the Vikings did not reinsert Dylan in that 7th inning.
Yeah, especially when the left-handed hitter Lindquist came up.
Yes.
I think in that situation there were 2 on and nobody out.
Yeah.
And certainly Lindquist had struggled. He was 0 for 2 against Dylan in the 2 at-bats that he had.
I would have brought him in to face Morin because there was 1 runner on first and Morin was up. That's when you bring in Dylan.
Right, to keep the runner close.
Yes, and to throw the soft curveballs, which Cony couldn't touch.
All right, so this means that Cony will play on Saturday here at Morton Field in Augusta. And let me get...
And they will be playing the winner of...
Let's see.
Herman and Nokomis, I believe. Let's get that back here.
All right, we have Old Town and Ellsworth playing in the other game. Yeah, it's the Herman-Nokomis game, and they are playing or have played their game right now. Number 4, Nokomis, number 5, Herman. But, hey, we've seen the number 8 seed come all the way down from Caribou, bus legs and all, and give these Cony Rams everything they wanted and more. And that big sigh of relief came from the Cony dugout, and Don Plord with the biggest sigh of relief because this was just a game where his offense got absolutely stymied.
Everybody in the stands was saying deja vu from last year all over again, right? And, it didn't happen today, but Cony's very fortunate to get out of here with a win. But positively speaking, Mike, a lot of teams have to have one real close game in the tournament play before they win their state championship.
This was it. Cony hopes this was it, so they'll play the winner of Nokomis Herman, who are playing right now or have played and finished right now. That'll be Saturday here at noon. We'll have it here, centralmainsports.com, 1160thescore.com, and our YouTube channel at Central Maine Sports. What a ball game this was. That friend of mine who said this was going to be a dog of a game, he can watch this game on YouTube at Central Maine Sports. So that's going to do it for us here from Morton Field in Augusta. For Ashley Knight on Game Camera today, for John Coughlin, I'm Mike Violet saying so long from Augusta. Final score in this one, it was a beauty. 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning wins it for Cony. Final, Cony Rams 2, Caribou Vikings 1. Thanks for being with us here on The Score.
You've been watching and listening to live coverage of high school sports on the place for local sports, The Score. It's been brought to you by Central Maine Community College, Central Maine Motors Auto Group, Hammond Lumber Company, Mid-State Machine, 201 Service Skowhegan, Flagship Cinemas, Whittemore & Sons, Somerset Stone and Stove, 201 Tire Battery and Service in Vassalboro, Assistance Plus, Manchester Motors, Casella Waste, Computer Improvements, Height Chevrolet, Connected Credit Union, KVFCU, Skowhegan Savings Bank, Skowhegan Tire Center, KMD Driving School, Kennebec Eye Care, Danforth's Down Home Supermarket, and by SBS Carbon Copy. Remember, every game we stream live on The Score is always stored forever in the vault at centralmainsports.com and on The Score's YouTube channel at Central Maine Sports. Please go and subscribe. Your team from your town plays here. Sports Radio WSKW, The Score.